Hey y'all, welcome in. Welcome in. I'm sorry, I am so late. I swear, it's always something. One of my connectors failed and I couldn't figure out for the life of me why my mic wasn't working. And I finally figured it out at the very last minute. Test. Y'all can't hear me. Okay, now what's going on? Child. Can y'all hear me? Oh, did I set the thing wrong? Lord have mercy. My word. Your girl is over here catching hell, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Okay, we can't hear me. Okay, it was just a visualizer. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm going to do audio only today because your girl is not feeling it, but I could not show up because there's way too much going on. Whoo, child, it's entirely too much going on. Let me switch that. Okay, cause child, I'm hearing an echo in my own ears. Anyway, are y'all hearing me clearly? Is there an echo? Is there any issue before we jump into what we gotta talk about? Um, Monday, child. Today's episode is a lot. I actually do have breakdowns that I owe y'all that are coming. So those will drop before today's breakdown drops, but I could not miss this date with y'all to discuss not only the last week, but we definitely are going to have to discuss today's episode. It has been a lot. Let me check this really quick. On a scale of 1 to 10, drop your ratings for where we are currently and how you're feeling. And as y'all are dropping those, I'm going to do a real quick sound check. And then we can really get into it, okay?
What happens when Suno already knows your sound before you press create? So I uploaded a handful of my tracks into Suno's custom model.
Down drops. Connectors fail. I swear, it's always something here for the life of me. What's going on? My word. Oh, um, Monday, child. Do a real quick sound check. All right. Things are looking good. And y'all's ratings. These ratings for today's episode, or is it ratings for where we're at with the show, period? Because I know y'all have been struggling over the last few weeks. I've gotten a lot of comments about, oh, they're moving too slow, or oh no, this ain't gonna work out. All of that jazz. Um, y'all want more violence. Y'all want more accountability. Well, I want more accountability and consequences. Y'all want some of the storylines to stop recycling through their bullshit. Not KB says I have the same face every time Dani comes across my screen. They have completely ruined her. Really? They ruined her for you? I'm back on my girl's side. I got her. I'm back. I think I can't even say they ruined I can't say that they ruined Eva for me, but when y'all watch my episode 142 breakdown, I have a very interesting conversation about that character, and I'm pretty much done, I think. And not in a way of like, oh, I was rooting for her and y'all like ruined her or X, Y, and Z. I think I have given up the secret hope that I've had for Eva. Um, I really hope that her character would amount to more, and she's just not. And I'm over it. Okay, if you're just coming in, I'm off camera today because your girl is actually feeling under the weather in addition to the technical difficulties that I have faced. Literally last week it was one thing, but one thing that's looking really good is that I'm not dropping any frames, and I had to have the internet person come out on Friday because last week's live streams were crazy and Spectrum was trying to play me. Like I said, it's always something. All right, Caramel Kiss gives it an 8. Kelly Hester Jones gives it an 8. Roya gave it an 8.5. Tasha, you should probably watch today's episode and maybe catch this on a replay because there's gonna be spoilers for today's episode in this live stream. C Walker gives today's episode an 8 overall, a 6.5. Joe S'more gives it a 7. You got is it a case of the Mondays? Not a case of the Mondays. I mean, it's not a help that it's Monday. Thank you, Company Confidential. I've literally been watching and recording from bed today, but I had to get up to come do this live. The Sonic says today's episode is a 7.5. Company Confidential gives this episode a 9, or gives it a 9. They reeled us in with the preview. They had Evil whining, breaking the momentum. I can't wait till y'all hear my episode 142 breakdown, because my word, I'm so over her. It's crazy. I was mad at Eva when she started talking to Ted about her scar regarding Kat. I talk about that in that breakdown. It's coming. KB says the whole scar sob story is all because Kat gave it to her and she can't wear crop tops. Be so for real. Okay, so y'all gotta tell me, because I trust y'all. Like, we locked in. And I don't ever want to be insensitive. I always want to be real. Like, and I think that there's levels to it, right? Like, I come from a family who claims that every negative thought that they have is real and you just don't like it because it's real. And it's like, no, you're just negative and annoying. So I don't ever want to be that, but I also don't want to tiptoe around and placate people when I really don't want to. Like, that to me, if I make the effort to like placate you or like overly soften something up, it has to be something I have to see the ROI in it. I now move in a way of like, yeah, no, I don't care enough about your feelings to do that. And if I really, really care about you, I care about you enough to make you uncomfortable with the truth. So if I'm like downplaying something, it must be some other ROI in it for me. Anyway, I say all that to say, I want to be careful as I'm discussing Eva specifically in this season, because I want to be mindful of transplant patients, like transplant recipients, and the real psychological effects that happen when you go through any type of major surgery, but specifically in this case, a transplant surgery. And I don't want to be just negative for negative sakes. One of the things that I've really picked up on a lot is, especially with going and like being on other people's channels and having conversations with other people, some people I feel like are just negative for negative sake, or they just hate this character and that's just that. And I'm like, okay, cool, that's your ministry. This is not my ministry. All of my criticism for Eva's character is because I actually think that she could do better. I actually think that she is so much more capable than even she's given herself credit for, and I want her to move like it, basically, and I want her to start to move to that space. And I know that like the Kat haters can't say the same. Like, they can't say that they're critiquing Kat because they actually want the best from her. They're critiquing her because it makes them feel good to dunk on the well-to-do black girl who has had money all their lives, and they think that Eva is simply just a little poor one that they have to rally behind because they are poor, or they know somebody poor, or whatever the damn case may be. I want it to be just super clear. When I don't like a character, I talk about them in one way. And when I don't give a damn, I talk about them in one way. And I don't think that that's the case for Eva. It has not been the case for Eva, at least for me on this channel, even with all of my critiques and like, girl, you need to get your shit together. And I want to continue, basically I want to continue that on. In today's episode, I was just like, girl, show us the scar. And I don't know if that's insensitive or not. I don't know if that's unfair. I don't know if that's like too much, but I have been thinking it for the last 4 or 5 episodes. And now I'm just like, show us the damn scar. You keep hollering about this damn scar. You're the crop top queen. Oh my God, I'm never going to look the same. Oh my God. Show it to me. Because y'all gonna have to slap on the most grotesque prosthetic you can possibly find to get me to empathize with this particular take from this girl. Like, I get it, but then also it gets to a damn point, and enough is enough. I need to see the damn scar. I haven't said it in a breakdown yet because I was like, oh, they gonna hear me say, let us see the scar. They're gonna be like, oh, Erica doesn't believe victims, and Erica da 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 da, and Erica's just so mean. But I need to see the damn scar. If she gonna keep whining about it forevermore, show me the scar. Let me decide for myself if you are maimed in the way that you think that you are. I need to see it. Is that messed up of me, y'all? Is that trifling? Is that gauche? I mean, I probably wouldn't. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. I would. If this was a homegirl, a family member, and they were spazzing out about this scar, I'd be like, girl, let me see it. I would. So yeah, I need to see the damn scar. Actually. Y'all gonna have to show me the scar because the way that she's crashing out behind it, it's not gonna work for me. Not at all. Not in any kind of way. Let me open up the call-in lines for you guys. And we can get into it. There's so much for us to discuss. And that's no shade. What I just said is no shade to any other channels that y'all have seen me on, any places that I have appeared. I have just, in going other places and having conversations, and then also I've been active on Twitter a little bit more, or at least watching more. So the stuff that people say, I'm just like, what is wrong with you? And I don't want to be that. Like, I'm always going to be passionate. I'm always going to be like I said, try to give it to you straight. But when it comes to some of these takes, I'm like, oh no, something is actually wrong with you. And I want to make sure that ain't the case for me. As for me and my house, you know? And I think that's a fine line to walk. I've seen some of the most, like last week I was like lurking a lot, and I've seen some of the most disgusting takes on Kat, and like people like, Kat has the biggest fan base. This is why we have to protect Eva. And I'm like, that is not the case. I feel like Kat's fan base is outnumbered by Eva's fan base, and I don't understand it to save my damn life. Cannot understand it to save my life. Especially now. But you know, the underdog warriors are clinging with a hope and a prayer. And it's so interesting, or at least Eva as a character is interesting for me, because I would classify myself as a person who immediately identifies with the underdog, or at least tries to. But this case is just not that simple. C. Walker says after today's episode, she needs to tell Andre everything. Before today's episode, she needed to tell Andre everything. This train has left the station and it is finna crash. It is finna derail. I don't know if she gonna be able to save it. My girl, Dani. Quake Simmons said I was mad at Eva when she was talking and said, oh, I already read that. Sorry, my bad. Tasha says the whole scar issue is a lot deeper than just a scar. That's the problem, though, for me. Tasha says she's dealing with a lot more than people think she's dealing with. Yeah, I have to give her some grace. That's the part that's my issue, Tasha. And I'm so glad that you brought it up, because they only are allowing her to speak on the scar and the vanity of it all. And for me, immediately when she went to this place, like when she went to the consult with Carlton, I was like, okay, great, cool. Um, this to me is you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, but maybe the scar is a thing, but you shouldn't like what you see because of all your stupid ass behavior tied to your goofy ass mama. You shouldn't like what you see because would you be the person that would do the same? Like the way that they have her have the conversation, right? Like, oh, every time I look down at this scar, I see a piece of, I'm reminded that I have a piece of the half sister that resents me in me. And then what else? Like the rest of that is what else? Because you also resent her as well. And then also, why does she resent you? Like, I really felt like the Scar storyline and her struggling to like look at herself and feeling ugly and all of that. I was hoping that they was going to use it as a bridge to pull back all of the ugliness that she had from her past and make her deal with that internally. But they're not. They're having her deflect to continue to blame Kat on the surface and continue to focus on the goddamn crop tops. And it's just like, okay, so if we're going to have the surface level ass conversation, I'm going to move on. And I don't know if it's the Gemini in me or to just girl bye for me, but I don't really do well with like small surface level talk in real life. Like I struggle to be able to like hang in there when it comes to like, once I like tap out and like I feel like somebody wants some bullshit, I'm like, all right, cool. And then I try to remove myself. But like you're part of the storyline. Used to be a major part of the storyline. Now to me, she's not a major part of the storylines anymore. But it's like almost like you're holding me captive. And then now that you have my attention, you wasting my time. That's where I'm at with it. Denise says Eva's so vain. Yolanda gave this episode an 8. Tasha says the hate for Eva is sad. Shaking my head. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see. I don't see the hate for Eva in the same way that I see the hate for Kat. Like, or at least here on this channel, I don't feel like the things that people post in the comments are egregious like the things I see that people say and post about Kat. And I don't know if that has to do with how I choose to talk about her. But like I don't know. I would have to see. I haven't seen anybody kicking Eva's back in the way they do Kat. Company Confidential says she uses her body as her social cachet. But even that even that gets to a point because that also feels like it came out of nowhere. She is not some ingenue that just came pushing her titties in everybody's face. Like I want to believe it, and it's like, all right, I can close this eye and turn my head to the right and squint, but she was never given. She out here trying to seduce everybody. So that part I'm struggling with too, because girl, yes, you like a crop top, but you was never leading with like, look at me, look at me, look at me because I'm the finest walking. If anything, look at me, look at me, look at me because my daddy didn't want me. That's what you was giving. Denise gave this episode a 9. Quake says, I think we need to see the scar. Okay, I'm not crazy. Warrior says, I feel like they should have used this as an opportunity to give us more background on Isaiah. All the vanity crying was throwing me. And that's also like, y'all, her tears don't move me no more. I knew it was up for her. Now that the tears don't move me. Eva's tears do not move me an ounce. Kathleen, you said that Eva's very humble for sure. In what way? How is she humble? I also feel like I'm about to become the person online. And this is no shade to you, Kathleen. You've been around for a while. You've been commenting for a while. I'm genuinely asking. But words mean things. And I feel like I'm about to be the person to start running around here with a dictionary and like, are we going to say the word as it's meant to be said or how you understand it to be? Dee Taylor says we should all remember the actors are playing a role and I love watching our show. Who forgot that, Dee? I'm genuinely asking. Who forgot that? I think I do a really good job of differentiating. And if I don't actually like the actor for the role, I will explicitly say that. So anytime I critique the actual character, it is a critique for the character. I think it's the audience that might struggle with when I'm coming for Eva, like, oh, she hates Amber. Never said that. That's once one thing that never came out of my mouth. It's actually quite the opposite. Scars are actually the body healing itself. Is fortifying the area so it's harder to re-injure. Yes, exactly. Exactly. She's crying about crop top slim bills getting a pacemaker. Child. KB says, I don't hate her. I just don't like her. To me, she has no redeeming qualities. She's forever victim, and I've been over it and her. That's real. And I think that's also something people struggle with. People struggle with if you don't like somebody, then that immediately means that you hate them. When indifference is a very real thing. Hey. Hey, Ellen. Sure. I cannot pronounce it to save my life. So I'm going to call you LL for now until you tell me how to pronounce it phonetically. Now it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Child. Well, welcome in. Eva's entire life is because her mother ran Laura off the road. I'm confused. Quake, you gotta tell us some more, boo. Oh wait, I got some people who called in. All right, I'm coming to let y'all in 1 second. She will be okay. Healing flourishes and positivity. Okay. Your circumstances can't be point the finger at cat fuel to garner empathy from Ted and whoever will listen. Build a bridge and get over it. Hello. And this is also why it's important. It's also why it's important to still hold Eva accountable to the things that she did in the past. Like, one of the things that I saw a lot on some other channels in reference to people's commentary was like, oh, they didn't let it go. Eva's moved on and she don't have to go and tell anybody else that she was gaslighting Kat. She told Kat and that's enough. This is why it's not enough, because she can continue to do this and she can make comments without being held accountable to said comments, like the one she made to Ted that positions Kat in a certain light to garner sympathy for herself. This is exactly why. Eric, I'm talking about people that's hating on a character. I am Team Cat. No, I understand that. I just, when people post that comment, especially in on my videos, I get confused, and it happens every so often because it's like I don't think I muddy the waters when it comes to. It's just we're talking about the character. I think other people do for sure. So that's what I'm talking about, Dee Dee. I'm talking about when people say, "Oh, we need to remember that it's just it's the character, not the actor." I'm like, who is we? Kinda. That's my initial response. Because who is we? Because I know that. And I didn't at the time when you posted it, I didn't see anybody saying anything that seemed confusing. Hey, Joanne, welcome in. We were talking about Eva and that scar. I'm trying not to be insensitive, but I feel like it's more than a scar. She needs counseling. Yeah, and that's what we need to get to, honestly. Miss Pinkberry, welcome in. You said episode 8 was good. I mean, today's episode was an 8 and it was good. I agree. Today's episode was really good. Okay. Tasha and Toy are waiting on the line, child. Y'all waited patiently. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to fix my echo, too. Hey, Tasha. Hey, Toy.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, cool. How are y'all doing?
we're good. We
We
were just here chatting, waiting.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
I hope y'all didn't hear us on the
No.
on the live,
Y'all
'cause
were
I
in the
wanna-
waiting room.
Okay.
Okay,
It wasn't
good.
until I just brought you guys in. Can you guys hear them okay? I have a freaking echo in my ear and I'm trying to figure out. Do y'all hear an echo? No?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, y'all want to share y'all's thoughts? Y'all's pressing thoughts?
So I was actually on Eva's live today, at Amber's live today on TikTok, and she was talking about the episode. And people in the chat were saying that, you got to get over the scar. And I was saying it's actually more than just a scar. Like, she's dealing with a lot. So the scar is kind of just like adding to whatever it is that she's dealing with.
Okay, what do you
So,
when you say she's dealing with a lot? What is she dealing with?
um, just everything that she's been through. Like,
And that's what I okay. I'm not trying to like. I think this is perfect because I think that you're right, but I
mhm.
also I'm asking because I kind of want to lay it down. Like it kind of gets to a point for me because specifically when people are like criticizing Kat, and I'm not saying that you are. I'm just thinking in general. They want itemized like what's the real reason why she doesn't have an issue to have an I mean she doesn't have a reason to have an issue and they want you to detail X, Y, and Z. And I feel like the same needs to be regarded with Eva. So can you list for me the things that you think that she's dealing with that we don't see?
Well, her mother, for one,
Oh.
she needs to shake her mom
What about her
and
mom is she
like
dealing with?
really like stand up to her mother and let her mother know, like, listen, this is my I see where you see what you did for me as far as me getting in here, although it was wrong. We should
Hold
both
on,
take account.
Tasha, sorry. Because I don't know if you like Tosh yet. But
It's fine. It's fine.
okay. Let's pause there. So you said she's dealing with her mom behind the scenes, right?
Mhm.
And then you said she has to stand up to her mom.
Mhm.
Is that what she's dealing with, or is that what you want her to deal with?
I mean, when she was on the live, she was saying that she was dealing with her mother and how like she needs to stand up to her mother and basically tell her mom like to back off a little bit. Like
So
let
what
her
in
be.
the story is actually showing that?
I mean, uh just the way that she talked to her or whatever. Right now
No,
she's
no, no,
just
not. I know, like Leslie, 100% needs to be dealt with. So, but I'm saying, what is Eva doing to show that that is something that she actually has on her mind? Because for me, today was also a confirmation that she has yet to make any traction when it comes to her mother because she's still regurgitating her mother's sob story as if it's the actual truth, even though she knows it's way more complicated than that.
oh, okay. Well, see, I didn't see today's episode yet, so
Oh, okay.
it's fine. It's
Okay,
fine.
but you watched the live. Okay, so go ahead and tell me what you saw on the live, and then we'll come back to the unpacking because we need to unpack Eva period. But because you haven't seen it, I forgot that you said that you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
What did you want to share from the
Um,
live?
basically, she was just saying that um she was dealing with a scar issue, and she was just trying to like get through that and try to be like a better girlfriend to Isaiah because they were going through their little things or whatever. Like I said, I didn't see the actual episode today. So, yeah. Also, she's, talking about her book. I actually did get her book, Built in the Chaos. Y'all need to go read that. It's a good read. Um, that's all I have for right
Okay, Toy.
now.
I would I would say to back her up. I, I okay, I'm gonna look at this from a psychological point of view, right? Everybody knows that that's an invasive surgery, right? So because it's an invasive surgery, instead of her, I mean, she's gonna have it where she like has the low self-esteem because of the scar. I got that. Okay. However, she needs to get help internally, not physically, but internally. Like she needs to go to counseling. She needs to talk to Nicole or have somebody else that if she doesn't feel comfortable talking to Nicole, talk to somebody in regards to that situation. I don't think that like but she is kind of playing the victim because that's what she does in some aspects. But I also think that after surgery, you do have those type of thought processes like, oh my God, like I can't do this, I can't do that. However, that's again, that's internal. That's not outward. She's like, I can't wear a crop top. I'm like, girl, okay. I get it. You can't wear a crop top, but like that's not should not be your biggest issue right now, ma'am. You just
Girl.
literally had a surgery not that long ago. It's not like it ain't been months yet, Eva. It ain't been months. I get it though. But what you need to do is you need to
Mm-mm.
repair internally, not outward. You need it internally. So when you went to Carlton trying to get your scar fixed because you was like, I live with these scars, and I was like, girl, I get it, you do, right? But I don't think you was talking about the scar on your body. I think you was talking about your mama, and I understand that your mama's kind of hard
I
to
want
handle.
her to, but I'm
We
scared that
all
they're
want her
not doing
to.
that. I really
We
I really
want her
believe that
to.
this is the perfect place for them to actually go there. And like, I can't look at myself, I'm so ugly. Yes, let's start there, but you're not ugly because of these scars. You're ugly because your alliance with your mama. But they haven't done
Girl.
it yet. Like, they haven't made it a thing. You're having a conversation with Ted, and well, I have this piece of my half sister that resents me. Why does Cat even have to come up? If the scar is actually the issue, why does Cat even have to come up?
So that's her victimization. Like I
Okay,
said, she
which is
plays the
which is the
victim. You get
problem.
what I'm saying? Yes,
Yes, and
because
it's a
like even
problem.
today
And
when she was
then
sitting there talking about Ted and was like, my dad, resented my mom and how she treated
and
her. I'm
that's
like, girl,
and
if you
to
don't,
me that was the confirmation from today, Toy. That was like,
yeah,
if Eva is going to continue to regurgitate her mama's goofy ass story that indoctrinated her onto this stupid evil plot, then she has lost me. Y'all are never going to get me back on her side to like, oh, but you need to understand, and we got to give her grace. How are we giving you grace when you're sticking behind a lie? You know it's a lie. Your
yeah, and
mother
like
engaged with a married man. She was not just randomly abandoned because she got pregnant. She was having an affair with a married man who decided not to leave his damn marriage and asked her to have an abortion, which people do every day, B. And it's so interesting. And I think this is why, like, I'm pretty much done when it comes to Eva, because the Eva fans are going to be like, but yeah, y'all don't understand. And of course, what y'all are saying of she's dealing with a lot behind the scenes, which I think that y'all are right. She should be, even though the writers are not writing it that way. She actually should be, but they're not forcing her to actually deal with any of the things. They're just having her surface level go back and cherry pick. I re-identify what a lot of her mama made and rebuild up her own resentment for Kat, while not even dealing with any of her complicity in any of the things that have resulted as a result of that. And then you want me to sit and listen to her whine and her boyfriend about her father abandoned her or abandoned her mama because of her, but y'all don't want to have a conversation about Kat dealing with the internal things of, maybe I was a baby to save their marriage. That's not even a conversation. Like, Kat don't get to have no grace in how she's handling any of these things, but I'm supposed to listen to listen to Eva whine about it. It's a no for me.
no, I definitely agree. Listen, I'm not an Eva fan. I told you, girl, I don't hate her. I just don't
I'm
like
not
a
speaking specifically to you or
victimization.
Tasha, honestly. I'm just saying in general, and I'm thinking
No,
about
I know.
all
I
of
get
I
it.
know.
the comments I have
I
to read on a weekly basis. It's like, my God.
And I love that you read them for filth every time. I love it. But because I'm not an Eva fan, I'm so serious. I think she is do too much victimization, and she always want to be the victim. And it's like, girl, pick a lane. Which one is it? I cannot deal with you, and I don't like people who do that. Now the cat, I love Cat. Cat's my favorite, and I
Yeah.
think that Eva needs to work out what. Listen, because we talking about her. Eva needs to work out whatever's going on with Eva. She need to go get somebody.
go
If
get
it's
some.
not Nicole, get somebody else. Find some help because again, it's all internal. This is not external. Your
But
crop
but
top
she
girl.
took
Who
offense to
girl? Who
that.
going with
She
a crop?
takes offense to the mention of therapy. Y'all might as
And
well
she
have cussed her
shouldn't. She
You know
mama.
just
where
You
needs
she
to
told
gets
her
go
that
that
she
get
needed a
from, right?
still
therapist.
get therapy.
What'd you say?
But you know where she gets that from. She get it from Leslie.
Yeah, her crazy mama. Yeah.
Because remember when Leslie had that conversation with Ted, she got so offended. I'm gonna go to Carlton and Carlton gonna assist me. Girl, Eve already tried that. Good try. Good try, girl. How that work for you? Let me see how that work for you though. Ted is sitting here telling you she doesn't need my help. She needs to figure that out internally. What's going on with her? Instead of this sitting here like, oh, well, we need to get this fixed, like, another surgery. Like, why would you do, like,
Yeah,
girl,
why would
what?
you do that? Like, just heal from the surgery, go get yourself some help and take accountability.
Thank you. And then it's like the other thing is, you haven't even been out that long. Like, it ain't even been that long, girl. What are we doing? She act like she been out for like 2 months. Girl, it ain't even been a month.
Girl, I said at least 90
It ain't
days. It has not even been a month.
Uh,
like, what are we
And
doing?
I'm behind on my breakdown, so y'all haven't heard my thoughts yet about those episodes, but they're coming. And
I
I'm
cannot
whacking
wait.
Ted. Honestly, I'm whacking Ted for the other day because yes, you had the right advice um for Eva recently, but it's after talking to Leslie. You put yourself in a position for her to be able to do this. So in addition to her claiming to come to you for your daughters, she's actually coming to you to be able to try to rope your ass back in, and you put yourself in a position to where she thinks that she can manipulate the circumstances in this way. And when you don't start doing what the hell she wants you to do, she throws in your face the circumstance that the two of you created. Because yes, you did walk away from y'all's affair, turn your back on her, pay her to stay away, but she hid a whole damn kid from you. And the fact that you know and you experience this lady dangling in there over you, she said, "What kind of father are you?" She's gonna cart out that particular dig any and every chance that she possibly can. But she's only gonna do it because you created the circumstances for her to think that she could.
I agree. I agree. No more wetty and all that other stuff. That did not help you, Ted, like
that
at
got on
all.
my nerves. That got on my nerves. Oh my
The
god.
baby talk, and he just
Oh
over
my
here
god, I
like,
hate that.
Dana, we can't be doing. If you don't stop, Ted,
Now you
you're
want to be
feeding
smacking
into
smacking
doing it.
tables and demanding people sit down. She is the monster that you created. You asked a while ago, did I create her? You know what, Ted?
You
Yes.
did.
In
Yeah,
Yep.
in more
you
ways
did.
than you would even understand.
Yeah, that's why she the way she is. She thinks she can get away with everything because you allowed it. You did. Mhm. We all know what it was.
And the
We
same
all
thing
know
is
what it was.
playing out in y'all's daughter. In this episode, like I haven't recorded my breakdown yet, but I said, okay, little Leslie. Like I was like watching. I said, all right, little Leslie, it's fine. And then I was like, wait a minute. That is now gonna be her nickname for me from me because Eva is to me, and this might feel like a stretch, she is 100% just walking the path to be her mama, to become her mama.
Mm-hmm.
What was that, Tasha?
Oh god. Oh god.
I had to take a
I don't
breath
have
for it.
nothing. I don't. Yeah. I don't have nothing to say on that. Yeah.
Do you agree?
I'm just
Do you
reading the
disagree?
comment. I have no comment on that. I'm just reading the comments on my TV screen, and I see anyway.
Well, I
Thank you,
appreciate you
Lord.
being here because I know that you like Eva,
I
and
do like Eva, and
You like both.
I like exactly. I like both of them. I don't have. I'm not Team Eva. I'm not Team Cat. I'm Team both of them.
it must be really hard for you.
It's not. It's not at all. It's really not. And I mean, if y'all don't like Eva, I mean, not
I
saying y'all
don't.
too, but I'm saying like I'm talking about like people in the comments or everybody making their little comments or whatever. That's on y'all. That's fine. Y'all are
You're allowed to
I'm
like who
what
you
you
I'm
like.
like,
saying it must be
who y'all
hard
like.
because for me, like right now, it's hard being being a Danny fan. I'm saying
Oh
that
Oh,
it
God,
must be
don't
yeah.
go there.
hard when they're actually in the
Lord
wrong.
Jesus.
That heifer.
Because
She
I
made
honestly,
me sick.
I wish the conversation was less about like Team Eva versus Team Cat. Um,
Mm.
but it just kind of it is what it is. I don't hate Eva. I think that they're underutilizing Amber, and I think that her character, just like her mama, has not suffered any consequences for her behavior, and I can't rock
Uh-huh.
with it. So before I can like lean into like, oh, I think this she's stunning and I like her style and this and that. It's so many other egregious things that I don't rock with her as a person that muddies the water for me. But then that part is like not a hot enough take or not a quick enough take. So then people just assume like, oh, you hate Eva. I don't hate Eva. I do love Kat. But I said the comment about it must be hard simply because I don't think that y'all are getting enough to enough from the character right now to be able to advocate for her to not be held accountable.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like how we like Dani, but we know
Yeah.
we're not happy with Dani. Right.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. And honestly, and I wish, and I'm glad that you're up here, Tosh, in that you don't pick a side. I love that. I can say that I can be honest about the two, but I can't ever say I haven't picked a side because I have. But I hope for the best with Eva, even though I don't feel like they're giving it to us.
Right.
And I literally wish that there were more people who, or at least more people in my audience who actually are rooting for Eva in a real way, but are grounded in more logic and grounded in fairness, I think. Because the thing about it with like you and me, Toy, like we ride for Dani, but Dani's dead ass wrong. So my rhetoric is like, when it gets to the conversation around infidelity, you shut up. When it gets to, you know, like you could be fabulous all the hell you like. You could be this, you could be that, you could be a great mother. But when it gets to the point of your marriage and infidelity, you shut the hell up, Dani, because your ass is still did wrong. And every single time I see you come on screen, I'm going to say, have you told Andre yet? Your ass ain't tell him yet. Then yes, you cute hoe, but you still lying. And I don't feel like at least the Eva fans that I've come into contact with, you're in the minority for sure, Tasha. So again, I'm so glad that you're here and like a part of the conversation. But the Eva fans that I come into contact with, they don't have that. They can't say, well, yeah, she was wrong in this way, but I love her. It's like, no, nothing that she ever does is wrong. No. Nothing that she ever thinks is wrong. Nothing that she ever says is wrong. And I'm just like, all right, well, let me just go on, tip on out.
Right.
We had that happen too, Erica. A lot of the people that watch the show that I know, they like, oh, I love Eva. Eva's amazing, and she can't do no wrong. And I be looking at them like, really? She can't though. But y'all just sat here and called Kat a brat and how like she's so spoiled and all this other stuff. But y'all can't see it for Eva, huh? Eva gets to screw Kat's boyfriend, but y'all still see. Okay,
right? And she was wrong.
She was definitely wrong.
But then you wrong, Toy, if you say, well, what is it that you like about Eva?
And then they can't tell you.
They can't tell you.
These comments are killing me.
Wait, what's happening in the comments? I can't do
no, because I was
off. You ain't been paying attention, girl. The comments going off right now.
Oh Lord, hold on. I have Lan Cray, I believe, and let me let them in, and then okay. Hi, Lan Cray.
You gotta unmute yourself, sir.
You might still be watching on YouTube. You are in the Discord. You just have to unmute yourself. Let me see some of these comments, because Tasha, you got me nervous. I see the chat moving.
Somebody said me, I don't do well with neutral party side eye.
Oh.
I'm like, wow. Oh, the shade. It's all right, baby.
I feel that.
Like a lot of people.
I feel that. I feel the sentiment of it. Like, I get it. I think that there's a time and a place for neutrality, but it depends. If somebody coming to me about something that I'm really passionate about, and they're just like, well, I'm whatever with it, and I'll just look at them like, okay,
yeah.
Oh, it depends. In the sense of like, if it's a TV show though, that's different though. Like,
right.
Because you can look at it two ways. You can look at it from this point of view, or you can look at it from another person's point of view. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Toy, I won't say I agree with you, but I won't say simply because it's a TV show. I think that I learn a lot about people based off of how they talk about media. I no longer talk with my grandmother about this soap anymore. And it's because of her takes on the soap. And I think that like there's a lot of truth in a joke. There's a lot of truth in like how you process and relate to media. So to be specific, my grandmother hates cat. like hates her. And a lot of her rhetoric around cat reminded me of things that she has said to me growing up. And a lot of my family has struggled with how willing I am to have a conversation, how willing I am to confront what they believe is to be normal, but I believe to be dysfunctional, and to stand up for myself. And that started to come out in like how she talked about cat. And I'm like, oh, okay. So now we can't actually talk about this soap anymore because I can already see the things that I didn't actually like. And you're not going to like what I have to say. Like, it's basically, you can say it, but I'm gonna have a response, and now you have a problem. And I got a response, and now you about to cry. Now you sucking your teeth. Now you cussing me out, calling me 16 inches and 7 hoes, and I'm not even gonna take it there with you. You know what I'm saying? So I hear you when you say, "Oh, it's just a TV show," but I think people telling themselves with various things in life, regardless of if it's fiction or not.
No, I do agree with you 100%. Like I said, I've got people who also watch the show, and their take on it is crazy work. And a lot of it is older people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not people who are in my age group or even your age group. It's usually like older people. And usually they're like kind of set in their ways anyways, because if they feel it this way, it's going to be this way. And then you're not going to argue with me. I said what I said. Hold up.
Right.
You said what you said.
And
I said what I said. Between the cat of it all and then the misogyny that has also jumped out with some family members, I'm like, oh yeah, I actually can't have a conversation with you because I'm going to hurt your feelings with my response.
Yeah, exactly. So I do understand where you're coming from, because trust me, I've had those spaces too, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna just shut up. You right, girl. I ain't got time. Grandma, we not gonna be close no more if you keep talking to me like this. Like, I'm
listen. I had to learn that. I had to create some very strong boundaries. She still called me and tried to talk about it. And if I do listen to her talk about Beyond the Gates, I will listen to her talk about everything else. Well, I'll listen to her talk about everything except for Kat and Ted.
Understandable. That's usually the ones that they argue with you about, though. That's usually the one.
The misogyny is crazy. My grandmother is like from the school of like, the man is right and the man need to da da da. And I'm just like, no, girl, no. Your granddaughter is taking it to hell with any man any day of the week. She's like, this is why you single now. Well, maybe your ass is right, because I ain't letting this fly or that fly. And it will wind up going to a whole child. So yeah,
it become a whole thing, don't it? Yeah,
it become a whole thing. So we just gonna go ahead and stop talking about it. And then if I get to saying, well, this is why you're in the situation that you in now.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
So it's like, Erica, don't even do it. Don't even do it. Okay, I'm gonna need to read these comments. Lan Cray, I'm sorry, I let you back in, but then I don't think you ever unmuted. So, let me read these comments, child. I will say this, Tosh. Don't take the comments too serious. I feel like my comment section is a lot better than some of the ones I've seen. I hate Eva.
Oh, I'm just reading them. I'm just like, okay.
Shirley Flowers says, I hate Eva
Erica,
and always have.
Correct.
She is phony, just like her crazy mama. Okay. I mean, yeah. She definitely gaslights. Eva is offended at the therapy suggestion. Leslie gets mad if someone calls her crazy. But she is crazy. That be the problem for me. The problem for me when people have a problem with the truth. Anthony says, why can't you listen to both? I do it and it's exhausting, especially when nobody sees how Kat encourages Eva's behavior and helped Leslie get away. Eva, I'm confused. Allie B, could you say that again? Because that's the way you wrote that is a little confusing. Ted is the only one that calls Leslie Dana, still to this day. But apparently that's her first name, so we all should be calling her that.
Is it Dana Leslie? Or is it, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joanne says Isaiah is going to be Slowly seeing Dana, Leslie, and Eva. She just like her mama. I don't know. I think that boy's rose colored glasses are on thick.
He's so sprung.
He is.
Yeah,
He
sprung.
definitely.
When that
He ain't
girl said,
going
I wish
nowhere.
I had a supportive boyfriend, I said, Little Leslie, you do. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm getting it right in front of you.
Right.
My goodness. How
He
supportive
got
do
me
you want him
singing
to be?
Black Street. Don't leave me, girl. Child,
Cha.
please. He's so sprung. He's so sprung.
KV says, I don't get why people get so upset when people don't like Eva. Everyone is not going to like you. Just not my cup of tea. I think that people struggle with that, period. Lancray, yes. You said, can I join? Yes. Come back in. I don't know if you're struggling to unmute, but yes, you can join for sure. Company Confidential says, when Eva or Tomas make another misstep on top of what we already struggling with, it makes it hard to see a redemption arc for them. That's real. That's real. Hey, Cleo, welcome in. All right. Thank you for checking in, boo. Diddy says, now talking about Dani, she's annoying me. The writers also make it that Andre is never around when he needs to be. Danny is
Don't
the
he got a secret
luckiest
at
son
his
of a gun
own?
I have ever seen.
I
Don't he
Oh,
know.
got
he
like a
is
secret
never
of his
around.
own?
What'd you say, Tasha?
I said, don't Andre got like a little secret going on of his own?
He does. He does.
Mm-hmm.
And now, more and more, I feel like y'all might be right. The people in the comments said that Heather is Andre's secret.
I
And
feel like that. I really feel like
Like
she
that too.
is.
Yeah.
it's so weird to me.
It is.
I don't know, but let me ask y'all a question. How y'all feel about Heather doing what she doing to Vanessa?
I
I
love
love
it.
it.
I
I
love
love
it.
I
it.
do because Vanessa need to open her eyes. Like, take them blinders off, girl. She, yeah.
Love it. Hey, Hope, welcome in.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Good. Really big fan of yours.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Did you want to add a thought on today's episode or where we're at in the story thus
Yes.
far?
I just got off the YouTube. Like, how does that work? Like, once you get off YouTube, can you still hear what you're saying, or how does that work? This is
Yeah,
my
so you
first
can
time on Discord.
you should be able to hear me in Discord, so you can just mute the YouTube if you want to still let it like play and follow along. But if you have both of them, you're gonna hear echo. Um,
Okay.
Still here?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
still here.
All right, go for it. What's your
I'll just.
take?
Uh, we're still on the Eva situation.
Whatever you want to share, boo.
Oh, I just today's episode was, it feels like it's going in the right direction
Mm,
from like everything that we're seeing so far. It's these last couple of weeks have been they've been good, but it's been like touch and go. Like, when are we finally gonna like figure things out? And it just feels like it's moving in the right direction right now.
yeah,
Yep.
I agree. All right,
Yeah.
Lancray, you're back. Have you figured
I
out?
think I have figured it out. Can you hear me by chance?
Yes, we can hear you. Still there?
Mute the YouTube.
So when you are in the Discord, you're gonna have to mute YouTube because it's a little bit behind, and then you can hear us speaking in Discord. Miss Pinkberry
Okay,
says,
because I was listening to voice at the time.
"Yeah." Now you're a little low for me. I don't know. Can y'all hear him?
He's
Yeah,
a little.
yeah, he's a little low, but I can hear him a little
Yeah,
bit.
we can hear him now.
I can speak louder.
Okay,
Is that
perfect.
better?
Yes. Okay, you want to share your thoughts?
Wonderful. Well, I have lots of thoughts to share. I'm so happy. First of all, let me just say I'm so happy about this Discord in this channel. It's
Oh,
4:30 in the morning my time,
my
and
goodness.
I'm just super happy to join. You guys have no idea what I have to go through in order to be able to watch these episodes over here in France. I have no idea.
Wow.
so
You have a
happy about this.
VPN?
So I do,
Okay.
but it doesn't work. You have to be connected to one of the American networks like Comcast. But there's this wonderful
Ah,
site that this Russian guy created, and he does all of the soap operas. So I'm still waiting for yesterday or your current today's episode to be posted. So and so that
gotcha.
I can watch.
Well, come
Like I have
on.
to go
I
to
love the
hell to watch these
dedication
soap
from
operas.
well across the country. I mean, across the world. From which you have seen thus
So,
far, what are your
mhm.
thoughts?
So I'm all caught up on the soap opera. Last summer, I was on vacation. I dedicated 2 weeks to watching the entire first 6 months of this soap opera.
Oh wow.
I am such a soap opera junkie. Like I said last week, I am the result of irresponsible and faulty parenting. I've been watching these soap operas since I was in diapers, which is a very long time.
Gotcha.
So, but I want to comment about this Ava and Kat. And I know there are a lot of people out there who don't like Kat, and I'm a professor, and I look at these things from several different angles, from an anthropological and psychological point of view. And Kat's behavior is absolutely it's absolutely normal to understand. It's easy to understand, though you may or may not agree with it. It's very easy to understand. It is a necessary reaction to a great harm that was not only done to her in seeing the destruction of her family in the way it happened, in a very public manner. There was humiliation, there was hurt, and it was done in such a way that was very unnecessary. So then we turn around and we look at the people whom she loves, and she witnessed them being hurt. And then you see the same source of all of this hurt and pain. And Ava's reaction at this point is she's like really making it about her and her victimization, self victimization, and she's like saying, oh, this scar, and I have the scar, and I have this piece of this person who hates me. What she's really trying to say is, I have to live with the fact that my life was saved by someone to whom I have done a great harm. And this is the language, but she's using a different language. The language is defensive. I'm the victim. I have something inside of me from someone who hates me instead of my life was saved by someone to whom I did a terrible, terrible injustice and a terrible wrong. So that's the part right that we have to unpack. But I'm going to stop speaking now and
No, I
then go
love
continue
it.
my conversation.
I agree. I agree so much. I've I've struggled to articulate that because I have not been convinced yet that they have gotten Eva to that point mentally. Like they have her so focused on this scar, and I'm like, girl, you have been deformed. You have been maimed well before this liver situation happened.
Mm-hmm. He had a very ugly inside.
Yeah.
He had an ugly inside. And so for me, there's so many things that I want to say about the soap opera. For example, I completely understand Cat's position, and I commented on one of the Facebook pages that I felt that they just so viciously and egregiously attacked Cat, trying to force her into doing something that she did not want to do. Isaiah, the way he attacked her, I'm like, dude, you don't even know this woman like this for you to. Who do you think you are attacking her in the stairs the way he did? Okay, and Martin, God, I cannot stand Martin. If the show doesn't need someone, I think it's him. I would
Mm.
much rather have Ashley than have Martin, self-righteous, murderous self on the show. Haley, I am. I didn't have a position on Haley, by the way, until 2 weeks ago when she grabbed Leslie by the arm and told Leslie, be careful who you threaten. That is when I took a position on Haley. And I said, you know what? I kind of like her. And watching her, and I'm about to give away my age, watching Haley and Randy sit and plot in the open on what is definitely going to be a failed plot. Watching them together sit down and put their tiny little heads together is like watching Boris and Natasha from Bullwinkle Moon.
Ah.
All of that brings you up in that piece of work. But it's just so funny.
Ah.
And
Okay.
Nicole can do no wrong. I'm sorry for all of you out there judging Nicole's behavior. She can do no wrong in my opinion.
Child. I don't know if I can agree with that. I'm
Mm.
all for her doing what she got to do sexually, but when it comes down to her mothering, she leaves a lot to be desired.
Why do you say that? Oh,
Where,
she failed
where
me.
is she? Where is she when her daughter needs guidance in navigating this romantic relationship? Where is she when her daughter is the one making the last stance for the family against the big bad villains that you have all but just conceded to allow into your life? And every talking point that you have, regardless of how right you have said that she is, it's also telling her to just get over it and move on. Nicole wants us to believe that she's somebody new so bad, but you're not somebody new simply because you start getting under somebody new. Nicole has yet to interrogate the decisions that led her to her marriage with Ted. She can't just interrogate the relationship with Ted, right? Like, if she wants to be something new, if she wants to actually go on a true healing journey, then it requires more than her engaging with her sexual parts with a new partner. And I feel like she stopped short of what was supposed to truly be her healing journey in auditing everything, auditing her respectability politics that are baked in to how she responds to everything, auditing how she handles anger and frustration, auditing how she shows up for the people that she cares about. And she's not doing any of that. She's just rolling around with men, and now she decided to pick one man versus two men. And that, to me, I just feel like she got bigger fish to fry.
Well, that's
I
because
understand that
they be
perspective.
on the couch.
Toy then Lankray. Sorry, I couldn't hear either of you.
What I was saying was is okay, Nicole is a psychologist. We know that. However, she need to be on the couch herself. She need to go see that lady herself because she needs to figure out what it is that she wants after this whole situation with Ted. First of all, you're having dreams about Ted. You're doing all of these things. You need to figure out about yourself. And also, you do need to be there for your daughter. Your daughter is with a man who is trifling. And I am talking about Tomas. Yeah.
I
She
don't
would not be
necessarily
with
know if
him
you
like that.
need. I think everybody can use therapy, so that's for one. But I don't also think
Yes.
that you need somebody else to unpack your stuff. So I'm not saying that Nicole. I don't know. I don't like the some of the rhetoric that comes
So
out
let me
around Nicole when it comes to Ted because I hate the idea that a man can just basically nuclear bomb your life and now you're just this ruined raggedy person funk rumbling around
it,
after they walked out of
it's
your
not
life. And I'm not
rumbling.
saying that you're saying that, but I think that how people have decided to talk about Nicole, especially the purity politics people and the people like, oh, well, she's just a no ho. Like, yes,
No.
she experienced a deep hurt and a deep pain that has shifted things for her, but I feel like the dissolution of the marriage is just one piece of it. To me, the biggest thing that Nicole had to heal is her growing up becoming a person that she was told to be and not necessarily sure if she became who she wanted to be and figuring out
Mhm,
if those two
mhm.
aligned. And I don't think that she has to have a therapist to do that. I think she just has to ask herself some tough questions and be real with herself about it. Lynn Craig, what
Well,
were you
when I
saying?
say a therapist, oh, sorry.
Mm, Nicole, well, every psychiatrist also consults with another therapist. That's just part of the game because and I'm very sure that the writers are aware of this. We just haven't had a chance to see Nicole speak about her engagement with her own therapist, right? But in terms of her relationship with Cat, would I personally love to see more scenes between Nicole and Cat? Absolutely, because they're my favorites on the show. They really are. Um, I'm gonna get an opportunity to see Cat and or Nicole. I'm on cloud nine. But in terms of the relationship about how Cat is, how she deals with Cat as Cat goes through these things, the way I understand it is that Nicole is saying, I understand that you've been hurt. I've been hurt. I've tried to pick up the pieces of my life and move on. I'm trying to lead by example in the sense that this happened. There is nothing we can do about it. We have to accept this. And I think that she is counseling Cat from the perspective that you cannot allow what happened in the past who you are now because there are much better things to deal with. Let me give you an example. When I got to France, I had no family, I had no friends, I had no contacts of any kind, and I didn't have anyone who could pick up the telephone and get my feet in the door. But I built up a small media empire over here at one point, and people hated me for it. And it was just jealousy, right? And so I realized that I had 24 hours in a day. Do I take the time to respond to the ugliness, or do I take that 24 hours and do I invest it in me? Do I invest it in what I want? That is the lesson that I think that Nicole was trying to give Kat the space to work out for herself. You only have 24 hours in a day. You either take that time and you devote it to hating on this girl, hating on your father, the things that happened in the past, or you take that time to try to understand your place today, who you are today, and move on with your own life. Because remember, she was building up her own company, Chelsea Cat. That takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort. So I honestly feel that's how I interpret Nicole's behavior. You cannot change the past. So when you go back to that serenity prayer, God grant me the wisdom to accept the things that I cannot. Remember that? So I think
Yeah.
that is the lesson that Nicole has been trying to transmit to Kat this entire time. And if you go back and watch these episodes, you will see that when they have had these conversations about it, it really has been Nicole's position. You can't change the
But
past.
Cray,
You
I
gotta
gotta
move
I
on
gotta
with your life.
pause you here because my point about that is it's not enough. So you said that Nicole is trying to lead by example, which I agree, and that Nicole feels like you have to move on. And I think that the part that pisses me off when it comes to Nicole is that, or with a lot of people actually, not even specifically with Nicole, a lot of people directly equate moving on to just moving around when sometimes you have to move through. Most of the people who have these takes about Cad and or specifically, I'm not even gonna talk about outside the show. Naomi and Chelsea recently have been much more vocal about how Kat needs to let certain things go or she gets obsessed or whatever. That to me robs people of the very real time and space that you're supposed to take to allow yourself to feel how you feel. The more that you repress your very real feelings, it does not stop them from going away. So you can claim that you have moved on when you really have just built up a mechanism for hiding how you truly feel. One of the reasons why I will probably respect Kat to the end of time is because I feel like, right, wrong, or indifferent, she has been honest. She's been honest with herself. She's been honest with her loved ones about where she's at versus where she's not, based off of what she wants versus what she doesn't. When every other character, for the most part, has lent themselves to a coping mechanism of masking. And for me, Nicole maybe could lead by example if she had figured out a healthy way to navigate her own negative emotions, but she hasn't and she doesn't. So for you to come and say you just need to move on and you can't spend all of this time hating this girl, she has been hating this girl and they're still going to Tokyo. She has been hating this girl and they've been still selling out them bags. So clearly that to me is not the case. If you're going to lead by example, then part of leading by example is also mirroring a healthy way for somebody to be able to accept the things about themselves that they might not like. And I think that Nicole hasn't even figured that out yet, which is again why I'm saying that she has bigger fish to fry, and there's more important things than you sliding up under this man or that man. Because that to me is one of the things that Kat needs. And while you have put your position as the parent, I feel like emotionally Kat is farther along than what Nicole is, because Nicole won't even allow herself to sit with her real feelings long enough to do anything with them. You didn't already moved on. But if you moved on, then why are you slapping a girl down at the Orphe Jeans? If you moved on, then why are you cussing her out over the walkie-talkie? Because you haven't moved on, because those feelings are still there. And no, you don't spend the same amount of time that Kat has, but you also have the benefit that Kat doesn't, of not having to engage with Eva to the same degree that she does, or engage with Leslie to the same degree that Kat is being forced to engage with Eva, which is again another example that I give when I say Chelsea and Naomi can say all they want to say, but they don't have to deal with Haley to the same degree that Kat has to deal with Eva.
I agree with you 100%. But remember, there is not one way to deal with things. And I would say this from personal experience. Um, when you move on, it does not mean that there are not residuals that stay with you. And let's just look at something like depression, for example, right? So there are many things that happen in the lives of real people. Real people have to unpack things. They have to work through those things. And working through those things basically means, how do I live on a day to day basis with what happened? How do I process it? How do I, is there space for me to move on and still find happiness and for me to live my life? And when it comes to depression, for example, and this might be a false equivalency, and I understand that, but it's like sometimes you think that you have moved beyond things and everything is fine, and you feel so good about yourself. But then there can be a trigger, a smell, a sound, a flashback, and it takes you right, it makes you feel as though you have gone right back to ground zero of the situation that caused you so much pain. You take the time to process it again, and then you start to feel better about yourself. These are things that are very complicated, and even if there is a relationship that will be that is established between the two half sisters in the future, there will still be that residual resentment, because if I had been at an event like that where the relationship had been exposed, that was a really painful situation. It was a humiliating situation. And watching someone that you love, your your mother, who was innocent, that's going to take her back there too one day, even if they start to get along very well. So I expect to see I expect one to see them get along. I expect to see them become very friendly, but then I also expect in the years to come to see this flashback come back up and complicate the relationship, and then I expect to see them move on from it again. So this is the way life works.
You're yes, and but I was making a point initially about, because you said that Nicole can't do no wrong, and I said that she's doing a lot wrong when it comes to Kat. So I agree that that could be the cycles, and I agree that it is difficult. It's just interesting because it seems like you can rationalize Nicole and her responses to Leslie, but I would argue that her responses to Leslie don't actually prove that she's moved on. She's just not, I don't think that she has to deal with Leslie as much as Kat has to deal with Eva. And then I also think that both Nicole and Chelsea and Kat have been given the respect, or at least the understanding, that they don't want anything to do with Haley, so people aren't forcing them on them. But Kat doesn't have that benefit either, because Eva's her half sister. What do you mean you don't ever want to hear about her? What do you mean that you don't ever want to engage with her? What do you mean? You see what I'm saying?
Well, absolutely, you are absolutely right. And let's say this, and I know I'm about to upset half of your audience. But had I been Kat and everyone was like, "Oh, she's going to die, she's going to die," Eva would already have been on her way to the crematorium had I been Kat. and I know that I have offended half of your audience. As a responsible person, I accept that I may have offended people, and I'm gonna move on with my life.
I love it. I love it. Um, Toy, did you wanted to speak on the therapy thing?
So when I was saying the therapy, I wasn't saying because of a man. I was saying in the sense of how she is jumping from one man and another man to cope, right? That's what she literally did. To cope is what she was jumping from Carlton and then she went to Kyle, right? Instead of jumping and I mean, don't get me wrong, I get why you got to do that because you never had to have that because you're the oldest daughter and so you're always the one that's always trying to keep things in control, right? And then like because like she's like how do I say it? It's like she's always has to have things in. She's kind of like Naomi. You know how Naomi's the oldest daughter, and like she's like everybody comes to her. It's the same thing with Nicole. Everybody comes to her, but who does she go to? Right? She has to go to her mom, but her mom sometimes is not the person that she needs to go to. She needs to sometimes go to somebody else, and damn sure she cannot go to Vanessa because hello, have we met Vanessa? You know what I'm saying? So like she needs somebody who she can go to. And that's why I said she need to talk to that lady on the couch because that's someone she can go to that she can just decompress. And again, I agree with what they were saying in the sense of that every therapist has a therapist of their own because again, they listen to so much stuff, some things that are really really hard and they have to have that therapist. Nobody has it together. There's no such
I'm
thing.
personally not believing that until they show it to me. I know that they're supposed to, but I also
Mhm.
have seen quite a
I
bit
know. I get
happen
what you're
in
saying.
the healthcare space. So I'm not giving Nicole credit for having anybody until they actually show me that she has somebody.
Yeah. No, and I mean, and I get what you're saying. I'm just saying,
I'm just
like,
saying she doesn't need to, specifically as it pertains to it's great to have a therapist, period. I just think that it gets a bit rocky when we have the
Mhm.
conversation around she need to go sit on somebody's couch because that man ruined her. That basically is what it it drills down to.
well, I don't think she should go on the couch because of Ted. I think she should go on the couch because of herself. Of like, you know what I mean? She's trying to numb things. So instead of doing what she's doing to numb it, why don't you go ahead and talk to somebody? It don't have to be a therapist. Just talk to somebody who ain't Vanessa, because
I
Vanessa don't
also
know what she's
think
doing.
that we also need
And
to
then,
start talking with ourselves too. The first person
there's
that you
that
need to
too.
go to is yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
I'm
then
not
Yeah, I agree
if
with
you
it.
can't
I
talk to
agree with that as
yourself,
well.
I
you take your behind over to the therapist and you get the lying to them because you ain't never had a real conversation with yourself. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
I
Yeah.
don't
got,
agree.
got
Disagreeing. You never get an argument with me out of me with that one. I agree.
I don't know.
yeah,
It's
you
just
gotta
tricky. And I'm not talking specifically about you, Toy, but it's tricky when you looking at the comments around Nicole because so many people just have a problem with her engaging with multiple men. And I'm just like, I need y'all to release the purity politics, please.
And I mean,
Yeah.
we definitely had this conversation last last week, and I said I don't have her issue with her, doing that. I think we all should have our, you know what I mean, do what we got to do and have a good time. She's having a good time. Why not? She's single. Have your fun. But you're still thinking about Ted. Like you're still having these daydreams about Ted and all this other stuff. That's what you need to work out. Try to figure out why am I doing that? Like what is going on with me? Instead, you're talking to Vanessa. Vanessa don't know nothing. Why are you talking to her? She
that's the
don't
wrong
know.
talk to.
Yeah.
That's
Not a
Right,
damn
exactly. For
thing.
advice.
Lord,
Oh, do not go to her for advice.
wrong person.
mm-hmm. No,
I
no.
don't know, y'all. I think we're gonna be stuck with Vanessa until she finally makes her intentions clear and she decides to break bad on the Duprees. Hey Kelly, welcome in.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Wait, let me delete-
Anything else y'all wanted to share while Kelly figures out what she got going on?
Oh,
Can you hear me
by
now?
the
I
way,
think I'm back.
Yes.
Oh, she's back.
Go ahead,
Okay.
but let's talk. Let
Okay,
Toy go, and then we'll come back to you, Kelly.
sure.
Also, by the way, on his comment in regards to Nicole and Kat's relationship, I
Mm.
also think that Nicole needs to figure that out as well because Kat does need her. You know what I mean? Like I said, she's dealing with Tomas, and she's dealing with Tomas because of the fact of her parents. She doesn't want to let that man go, and I really think that like that's probably like her first love or something like that.
Yeah, and
The
he's
way
her
that
first
she
sexual partner.
partner
Yeah.
and stuff like
Unfortunately,
that. So because of that, you know what I mean? That's a hard situation. But you know, if she had somebody who was actually like, listen, this man ain't he ain't worth it, girl. You might want to go on ahead and like call it quits or whatever. Or like, hey, or tell her some real like stuff. You know what I'm saying?
and I
I
think.
think
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I think that you know it might go a little different because she's not
But
seeing it.
that's the problem though, Toy. And I really
Mm-hmm.
got this once Lancray was talking because I'm like, you know what? It's probably good that she's keeping her distance because I think that, like you said, he's right. She is leading by example. She is figuring out like how do I move from day to day, and because Nicole is still so indoctrinated into this Dupree perception over everything. It matters what people looks like or what people see and this and that, and she hasn't had a conversation with herself. She has so much to work on. I'm actually like, dang, Kat does need her mama, but her mama does not have the capacity to give what Kat would actually need. So you know what, girl, go ahead and keep your distance because if Nicole engages with Kat more, she's only going to advocate for more of what Nicole knows to be true. But Nicole is at a space where she should be rejecting some of the things that she has decided to be true because those are the things that led you to where you are.
Yeah, I agree.
That's true. Yeah, I agree with that.
I would 100% agree.
Yeah.
Kelly.
It's so hard to hear me
Hi.
hear Nicole being attacked.
I know, Lancray.
Oh,
We're gonna come back to it. Go ahead, Kelly.
I actually wanted to talk about the Dupree um, mindset and why they feel like it's so important to be so polite to Leslie. I was particularly offended with Vernon that episode when she came and was insisting that she was going to talk to him and he was entertaining it. It was
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-mm.
I must talk to her. I must be kind to her. I must be polite to her. When in fact, this is the very person who devastated your daughter's life, blew it up completely. And not like a regular constituent or somebody who's just normal, just the person that you need to be nice to, how people have to treat their fans a certain way, that kind of thing. But even so, when anybody is disrespectful, but this person is, you're in love with your daughter, your daughter means everything to you. And here's the very person who blew her life up, and you feel obliged that you must entertain this person. I mean, you don't even like, why don't you just look at her and turn away and walk away? But like, why we have to have a whole conversation, and not only that, but this complete politeness, and the whole everybody in the Duprees are like that. Like, I think that's a dysfunctional situation where we must present politeness. Why? Everybody doesn't deserve to be treated that way. You don't treat people that way all the time just because they are, where's the matching the energy part? Now, I'm not saying that they need to go in the gutter or whatever, but why do we have to be so polite? That just blows my mind. If anybody, if does anything to my child, there's no way in the world I'm gonna like talk to you and entertain your conversations, and you know, that just makes absolutely no sense to me, none. And
Yeah.
I would like to talk about that a little bit.
No, I think, and Lancray, do you want to share your thoughts? Because I think you have a point in the chat.
Yes, like I said, if you are Vernon is a career politician, right? But he has it's just an automatic mechanism for him. That you have to deal with people that you do not like. Even people who are screaming at you sometimes. I mean, look at the way politicians act in the real world, or the way they used to behave before this current era. You would have people screaming at you in town halls, shouting at you in town halls. You don't go tit for tat with them in that situation. Cooler heads must prevail. And when you are in that position and when you are in the public spotlight, that is exactly what is expected of you. Now, remember, Vernon is also a member of this elite country club in this, and I did see last Friday's episode, and where this incident took place. So, does he stand there and scream with Leslie like a fool, and everyone knows that this is who she is? Or does he behave in that way that he did in a particular place like that where people are expected to behave better? I think he handled it the right way when he walked away from her. Um, that's the way I would have handled
I disagree though,
it in
because
public.
here's the thing. I'm sorry to interrupt
That's
you.
okay.
I
That's
have to
okay.
say this because, for first of all, he wasn't in a it wasn't a press conference. It wasn't like there was a bunch of people around per se, even listening. But there are ways to handle people without screaming. He could have very quietly said, "If you don't get out of my face, bitch." I mean, he could have quietly said, he could have whispered it. But you can say what you want to say in a polite way, but you don't have to say a polite thing. You know what I mean? It's the way you say something versus, well, I mean, you can say something negative. He could say, don't, get out of my face. Don't you ever come near me again. He could say that quietly, very, very quietly. He doesn't have to scream. He doesn't have to punch her. He doesn't have to do any of those things. But what he shouldn't be doing is being like, oh well, it's just too polite to me, for someone who has treated your daughter this way. You don't have to scream. Absolutely, I 100% agree with you. He shouldn't scream at her. He shouldn't yell at her. He shouldn't do any of those things. But you can very quietly cuss a person out.
So Kelly,
Yeah,
I
but
think that I
that's
think what Lankray is saying is actually very accurate, but I hear you because I was infuriated as well. Like I just wanted to jump through the screen. I just could not imagine like her
mm,
summons in so much audacity, and then when we get to the point where she's screaming, "Don't you walk away!" I was just like, "You have got to be kidding me!" But how Lan Cray positioned it is it's 100% correct as a career politician, specifically at the elite level, at the federal level, right? You get more and more scrutiny. So that actually tracks to me. That tracks 100%. Moving forward, I'm going to remember that he was a congressman and that he can't do certain things. He's had to navigate constituents whether they have liked him or hated him. They have had to be able to be politically correct for probably most of his life. And to your point also about your family being one of the founding families of this country club, you also have to act with a certain level of decorum. But
mhm.
the problem is that you are also in a powerful position to exact some type of consequences onto this lady, and you are doing none. We have yet to get any restraining orders. If you are still sitting or active part of the board of this country club, she is now harassing you. Why is there no investigation into how this particular woman navigates your family? Because I'm pretty sure over the last 80 years of this establishment, especially with this being a notable place, especially near DC, you are a congressman, your nephew's a senator. There are people who are going to seek out membership specifically to get access to y'all, which could be a danger to your lives. Leslie now falls into that particular circumstance, and there are so many incidences that happen at this country club that you can actually use as evidence. The problem is for the audience is that we're not seeing Vernon do anything but kind of whine
Right.
about it or take it.
And I
Yeah,
feel like
but
his character. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go
I
ahead,
feel like
Hope,
his
and then
character
Toy.
is. I'm sorry.
We got
I'm
a
sorry,
full
Chris.
house today. Oh,
I know it's so cool.
I feel like Vernon's character has always, I don't know, been like that. Like you, how you were just explaining it. He's never like addressed anything. He's always trying to. I just remember like with the press conference, like when they were doing it for Danny, like he wanted to like kind of lie. You know what I'm saying? And
mm-hmm.
so he just, I just his character just, I guess that's just not his in his character to do that.
But you also got to think of it like this. Okay, so if he's a congressman, he, you know how you were saying nobody was watching. You got to think of it like everybody's watching. Especially they got that Anastasia chick, and she's always watching. You know, because she's
Always.
like strong on the Duprees. You got all these things going on. I can understand from Vernon's point of view why he does it, Yes, it irks my nerves. Like, just tell off one time. You know what I mean? But I know he can't do that again because he's high. He's high up there. People are looking at him like, oh, it's Vernon Dupree, Vernon Dupree. You know what I mean? And if they act a plum fool like that, that's gonna be in the papers. That's gonna be this. That's gonna be that. And then the other thing is he could sit here and walk away. Did you see how she acted? He already was like, listen, I'm not about to listen to this. I'm good. And he walked off. And don't you walk away from me and acted crazy. So it wouldn't have mattered if he said, listen, I told you I don't, and talked through his teeth. She still would have went even higher because that's what she
Yeah.
wants. She wants that reaction from
Mm-hmm.
him. That's the whole thing of Leslie. She wants that
Hmm.
reaction. She's trying to push you to give her that reaction. And you're not, and then when you don't give it to her, she gets even more mad because she's crazy.
Mm.
And you can't deal with crazy people like that. You have to be like, let me tone myself down because I'm about to knock this lady out. Let me tone myself down for a
I'm gonna sit
minute.
this one out. Right.
Yeah, I guess that's why I'm not in politics
Me either.
because
Yeah.
there's no way.
Me
There's no
either.
way.
I ain't gonna be able to
Same.
do it.
And I think people should see it. I mean, as a you know, again, as I say, I am all for being maintaining your physical being per se. As a politician, you shouldn't, he shouldn't reach out and slap her like I would do. But he could very well say what he wants to say to her. And back to Erica, your point, I agree that he is, politicians are typically powerful. He should be wielding his power to, she should never have gotten into the country club for that matter if he's got so much power. He should have, he's the great Vernon Dupree. She should never have been able to get even into the country club. Or now that she's in there, now that when I walk away and she's making a screaming scene, then now these are grounds that she needs to be removed. So let her scream and let her make a fool out of herself. I walk away, let her scream. And now, excuse me, let's, security or, so somebody come and take
Mm-hmm.
this lunatic out of here and keep her from being able to do it. But instead of, but he's not doing anything like that. He's just standing there taking it. And again, I think that there's two different levels. There's one level when it's just in general, people are screaming at you because, I don't like that bill and I don't like what this or that. And there's a completely different thing when someone has come and blown up your beloved daughter's life while she was living, skipping along merrily and think your life was great. And this person comes and blows a bomb in it. And now I think those are two different things. And you should not have to be um, treat that person the same way. And I think that any normal person, any constituent who sees him be, slightly rude to her would be like, oh, okay, that's not the person who's mad because he didn't pass this, bill or he didn't put the stop sign on this corner. This is the person who blew up his life. Everybody's not treated equally just because you're a politician, in my view. Um, and I just, again, whether he's a congressman or whoever he is, and how long he's been in politics, he's still a human being, and he has every right to, yes, treat his constituents, with grace and care. And if they're screaming because they're mad about this or that, it's completely different than the very person who blew up your beloved daughter's life and tried and planned on humiliating her on purpose and did everything they possibly could to hurt her as hard and as badly as they could hurt her. And you should still treat her exactly the same way as you treat the person who's mad because you didn't put the stop sign up on Main Street. I don't think so. I don't think so. And I don't think that anybody who would look at him and say, "Oh, Vernon is horrible. He didn't entertain this woman." Um, I just I don't buy that
I
whole
don't know,
thing.
Kelly. In our political landscape, there's people who make
Especially now,
arguments for all
too.
types.
Right. You can stand up there and
Mhm.
say, I could kill somebody on Main Street. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it. And that's fine. But anyway, so he should be a little bit more. I just think he should be more. It's the same with Anita and the same with all of them. They just all of them are
I think
too
that's the
polite about
conversation
everything.
though, Kelly. I think it gets to a point where you gotta it's like degrees. So for me, and okay, I'm gonna concede Vernon can always be on his P's and Q's. So then it brings even more value to the fact that Kat and Danny stand on business. They try to do it politely, but at the end of the day, they stand on business. Kat and Danny are the closest we have to the cousin who will risk it all. And every family needs
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Every family
Exactly.
Yeah.
needs that.
Yep.
Especially if
Yep.
y'all
Yep.
gonna
It
be
need
trying
to
to
be
be
one
so
or
prim
two.
and proper and poised. Where is the
Yeah.
cousin that don't have a problem going to the mattress?
Well, you
Right.
heard Dani when she said
Agreed.
she was gonna cut Leslie. So she's like, I ain't cut her. I'm like, oh, okay,
And then Kat today, she was like, "Don't make me mess my manicure up with
Danny. For
awful
real.
behavior."
With
You
ease.
weren't playing.
Real quick
Agreed.
before we move on, do you want to address anything like Craig tied to Nicole? Because you made a comment of you. It's hard for you to hear Nicole being criticized, or I'm sorry, attacked. You said that Nicole was being attacked.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for offering me this opportunity to defend the near perfect Nicole Dupree. Um, this is the thing though. Like I said, everyone's like, "Oh, she has all of these men." Jesus Christ, the woman only was dating two men. She announced it from day one. She made both of them aware of it. She said, "We are all adults." I saw on one of these things, like, "Oh my God, Carlton got what he deserved because that was his best friend's wife, blah, blah, blah." I call bullshit on that because this is the thing. You do not get to betray your wife.
Like Craig, and cut out. Ooh,
Man, it was getting good.
I know. We can't hear you, Lane Craig. Cut out. But it doesn't say that you're muted, so it might be like a service thing. While he figures it out, y'all have thoughts on Nicole?
I have thoughts on Nicole.
Okay.
I think I agree that she's not as a very good. I don't agree with her parenting style either. Again, it's all on the back to the whole prim and proper thing, and I think I'm pretty prim and proper too until you show me otherwise. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then I could still prim and properly, you know, cuss you up and down. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, back to her. I feel like Nicole and her two men. First of all, she wasn't completely honest. She was honest in the very, very beginning, and then after that, she started being dishonest when she was, wanting to be with Kyle for who knows why.
Wait, what's the point that
And
you're saying that you feel like the dishonesty started? And Lane Craig, you
oh,
might
when
need to
she
go out and
when
come
she,
back in, but we'll be here when you do. What's the point
I feel
that
she was
you?
dishonest when she told Carlton that she was so exhausted, and
Oh, but that
but
just
then as soon
happened.
as Kyle came, oh, okay,
That was
well,
last week.
yeah, that just happened, but
Okay.
um, still, I just thought I I feel like she was, I don't know, maybe I feel like she always knew wasn't really, maybe she didn't always know it, but she behaved as if she didn't really want Carlton like that. She really wanted um Kyle. Well, maybe not. Okay,
I
I'll
think
leave
she
that part
wants what
out.
she thinks these men represent. No, you're fine. Saying how you feel, like we're here to unpack it. Like you're fine.
I guess when I hear myself saying it out loud, maybe that's not exactly what I really mean. I guess I'm more on the I guess yeah, when she did just recently become dishonest about about Carlton. But
Kyle
um
to Carlson, yeah.
yeah, to about Kyle, that she really wanted him, but she's been acting like she's really wanted him for a while. She may not have said it dishonestly, but she's been giving him that that top spot.
Yeah.
But her mothering um is so kind of hands off. And sometimes you need your mother to tell you what I would do. Now she doesn't have to do it, but this is like, do this. And I would do this. And what she's telling her is to be passive, to be back to the, oh, just get over it. Like Man Cray was saying, oh, just get over it. And yes, over time you do have to ultimately get over things, but you have to first feel them before you can
Mm-hmm.
just push it aside and like, oh well, that was a long time ago. She hasn't done anything recently. Yeah, she blew up your life, but what has she done lately? It doesn't matter that she's been nice lately. But I mean, what does that mean? It has nothing to do with the fact that my life is now ultimately changed completely because of your nefarious plans. You did, it wasn't a mistake. It was like you did this deliberately to hurt me. But Nicole's advice is so, it's kind of laissez-faire. It's not just, I just think it's two hands off to me. I think there's a time to say, I think you should do this and not just hands off. But yes, ultimately she can't be in resentment forever. Um, but I don't know, maybe you can.
I don't know.
So I don't suggest that.
I agree 100%. But also, I realized in discussing with Lancray that Nicole is actually doing us a favor by being hands off, uh, because all she got to do is like offer Kat to be like her, and I don't want Kat to be like her.
Agreed.
Oh,
Agreed.
yeah, agreed.
Lancray,
I
you're
definitely
back.
agree with
Is it
that.
Oh,
working?
hey, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. As I was saying, thank you guys for being so patient. I
No
greatly
worries.
appreciate it. Um, as I was saying, Nicole was both Danny and Nicole, and I know Danny is a whole different story. We're talking about two women, and the reason I liked it is because they remind me so much of my own mother. I had a philandering father, okay,
Mm.
and which is one of the reasons why I absolutely despise adultery because I saw what it did to my own mother in my own life. In what it did to her, it affected her children, right? So this is why I feel so strongly about Nicole, and I feel so strongly about Danny. Um, these were women who were completely devoted to their husbands. No one is perfect. No marriage is ever perfect. However, we're talking about a man who not only betrayed his wife when she was going through a horrible period trying to conceive a child that they both decided that they wanted together. He took the easy way out. He not only betrayed her, he cheated on her, brought in an outside child. Um, and then on top of that, while he was doing this, let us not forget the fact that at the time he was doing this, he was sleeping around with no condom. He put his wife's health and her life in jeopardy at the same time. So when I saw this comment on the Facebook, oh, Carter should know better going after his colleagues and husband's ex-wife. Screw that.
Mm.
Absolutely. You have forfeited all. You have forfeited any consideration, any possible considerations that someone might have for you in ordinary circumstances. Adultery to me is not an ordinary circumstance. Um, then I move forward. Think Nicole was dating two successful men and handsome men. Nicole was very honest with both of them. Right? Everyone knew what the thing was. Carlton immediately tried to recage Code in a relationship. And Kyle said, whatever you want, whatever feels comfortable for you, I will accept. That was never Carlton's attitude. That was never his attitude. He went to her father. Do you mind if I date your daughter? May I have your permission? Dude, what is this? The late 19th century. So to me, all of that, him trying to ingratiate himself to Vernon, this he has to know that this is a fly in the face of what Nicole's agency and her independence. And again, Nicole had been with nearly 3 decades, right? So why are people acting as if Nicole was going out every night in drunk, bagging in a different man into her bed? He was literally dating two men, two successful men, two men of good reputation and of good standing. I don't get this. And to me it felt more like people trying to slut shame a successful woman. And let me say this to you. This woman was betrayed at the worst period possible. She is a woman of a certain age. She is beautiful. What is wrong with her wanting to feel beautiful, desirable, and wanted? What is wrong with that? Over here where I live, people have between actually have between 5 and 20 different sexual partners in a year's time. And none of us bat an eye at it. That's just the way we live our lives over here. And so when I see this American Puritanism about a successful woman of a certain age who has been honest and responsible, I am completely flabbergasted by the reactions that I'm seeing. I'm going to stop there.
Well, I'm glad that you actually found my channel. I'm not sure when you found my channel, but this is the perfect place for you because that has been my talking point from the beginning. I was never opposed to Nicole going out there and like starting her healing journey with exploring romantically and allowing herself to be exposed to things that she restricted from herself younger in life. And I love the visibility that it creates for women of a certain age because there's no age limit on like finding love and true happiness. My only critiques are for Nicole when it comes to how she mothers. Everything else, I feel like she could figure it out if she would. I will say now that I think that she's hiding behind her hyper focus in the romantic department and is stopping her from healing as a whole person because she's so focused on this particular area and she's not allowing herself to truly assess her mindset, her adoption of these respectability politics that they have been taught and brewed in. I think that Nicole does not actually know herself. And I'm an advocate for her figuring out what that looks like. And I don't think her with any man is actually going to give her as much enlightenment as she believes herself to get from these relationships. And I also think that she's been navigating her engagements with them and at least how she moves in them based off of projection that she's doing to these men. I think that she's projecting onto Kyle this identity of like new, fresh, and fun, and she's projecting onto Carlton the old Nicole, the life that I knew, and that is why she made the decision that she made. So those are my thoughts around that. I want you to go back, Lancray. I would love it. I don't know how much time you have, but I would love for you to go back and like check out my initial breakdowns from the beginning. And I would be so interested to see what you thought. Because again, I'm not sure when you found my channel. I think you've recently found my channel.
Yeah, I just found your channel last week, and like I said, I'm all for supporting black women and supporting, content creators. And like I said, you were the first person to whom I have ever given a super chat. I've never done that to my other friends who have
Thank
they got millions of people on their team, so they don't need my super chat. But yeah, make some recommendations to me. I would be very happy to go back and review them. And voila.
you for sure. Anybody else want to share anything about Nicole before we move on?
No, but I would like to talk about if we are moving on, I would like to talk about the Andre um situation.
Okay.
Um um
Wait 1 second. Let me
I
make sure. Tosh,
okay, go
hold.
ahead.
Toy, nothing on the go. Or what Lane
No,
Cray
I'm
said about
good.
Nicole.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Nah,
Yeah.
I said my piece.
Yeah, I'm good. I said my people.
Okay, so we moving on to Andre.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I just I don't I can't imagine what the secret could be because if it is an old love, I don't see what the reason would be that he would feel so scared to tell her. I mean, everybody knows he was a ladies' man and had millions of women and all that other stuff. That would be something, some horrible, shocking thing that he would say, "Oh my God, she's gonna not accept it." I don't get, so I feel like it must be something else. But I just can't imagine that he would be so reluctant. I guess he still could be, but I just can't understand why he would be so reluctant to tell her about this past person who's now trying to get back into my life, but I'm not interested in them. Or even if I treated this person horribly, I did this, I did that. So what? I mean, I just can't imagine why he would be so scared to tell her this. I don't know. I guess I just want to kind of speculate a little bit on what we think the secret might be. What do you all think?
It might be a man.
I think he was sleeping with
Toy.
Joey's sister.
Ah,
I might be a man.
Wait, I'm
Oh,
sorry. That's the
God.
only thing I can think
I
of.
didn't think about that, though.
I'm sorry. I did not
well, that would
anticipate
be
her
it.
saying that. What?
Yeah, that's why.
I mean, what would have him be so like, oh, I just can't tell her, and you know what I'm saying? It may have been a man.
That
But
could
Mm.
even
be.
that is like, he's a photographer. She's a model. Like, she's not. Okay, let's say Andre's bisexual. And
Right,
that
exactly.
isn't
Yeah,
a.
exactly. Yeah.
That is. That isn't
I,
a. I don't know.
Mm.
It's something maybe
Can't
you
put
should
my
have told
finger
me
on it.
that
Yeah.
ahead of time, though, if you are bisexual.
Ideally,
Yeah.
yes.
Uh,
Ideally. But
and maybe that could cause him pause of like if I tell her that maybe she but yeah, I just yeah, even so you're right. I still don't see that as being a deal breaker. Like
no, I don't think
having
it's a deal
sex with
breaker
your
because
husband. Like but that's just typically the reason why you don't tell somebody something because you
right,
feel
because
like
you
if
feel
you
like it's
tell
a
them
deal breaker.
you're gonna lose them. Right. You're
yeah,
gonna lose them. They're gonna
I.e.,
leave
Danny
you.
not talking about rolling around that damn elevator.
Exactly. Now
Right.
that's a deal
right.
breaker.
It's a
I
deal
think.
breaker. You're right. You're right. I don't. So this is crazy. But if it is a man, that doesn't feel like it would be a deal breaker for Danny.
I
No,
agree. I
I
agree.
don't think it
I
would be
agree.
either. But you
No,
know
I
what?
don't think so.
In this show, and especially in soaps, they make a big deal about a lot of stuff. So it could be a man, it could be Heather, you know what I mean? But I just really think that it wouldn't be Heather because, like, I don't see that as a big deal. Like, what were they, drug dealers? Like, they used to do drugs together. Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to think, like, what
It-
could it be that was so big
yeah.
that you just so scared to tell your wife? You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, because anything you did in the past is what you did in the past. I did this.
Yes,
Yes,
it's
I
before
did.
her.
But
Right.
now I'm in love with you. And, yes, I was this, I did that. I did all kinds of things. But that was then and this is now. So unless he's just being silly and
Yeah.
and just hyper thinking that, oh, I just can't lose her. And this may cause her to look at me differently but not thinking
Mhm.
but yeah, I just can't imagine anything that he has ever done in the past, unless even if he murdered someone. I mean, again, between the two of them, I love you now. I know your heart now. I don't know. I don't get. And I wonder if we're going to have to be drawn out as long as we were to find out Martin's secret, because it took us forever to find out what
Oh
Martin's
my
Right.
secret
God.
was.
My
But
Exactly.
that was actually something, though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
And it
Like,
that
that
was
was
was actually
something.
Yeah.
something.
that
Yeah.
was
It's something that could blow up your life, right? But
Yeah.
I can't imagine
It's
what he could have ever done in his past that somebody sending him a champagne bottle and I want to see you. I mean, it sounds romantic in some way.
It seems
So
like the
what?
writers are lining it up for it to be Heather.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
I think
even
they
with
Yeah.
are
Heather,
lining it
like,
up to be Heather.
sorry,
Mm,
go ahead, Hope. My bad.
Yeah, I think they are trying to line it up because her character, I don't get where they're trying to go with her. But I mean, I guess this is what they're trying to do, set it up with her and Andre.
But even his Heather, again, she's a person that I was involved with in the past. So what? It's like I just don't get why he would be have so much anxiety about it. But
Yeah,
I
it's
guess we'll
crazy.
find out eventually.
yeah,
Yeah, somebody in chat said it could be a
yeah,
secret child.
I don't think it's
a
that.
secret. I don't think it's that
I don't
though.
think it's that either.
I don't think so either.
Hope, what
But
you
Well,
saying
first
I'm
of all,
something
definitely
else?
not.
Andre far too
like
short.
why
Andre
Oh,
is
we
Tasha.
far
so
too short to
shitty
have
though?
so much interest.
Tasha, then Lane Cray.
No, I was just saying like why would if it's something like really secretive, why would you go to Smitty? It's got to be that deep because you going to Smitty and Smitty is a reporter, so it's just like what is it? I'm sitting here trying to think what could it be. Go ahead.
I think that first of all, Andre is far too short for there to be so much intrigue around him. Um,
Wait, what?
Wait, I didn't think you was gonna say it.
I didn't think I was gonna say that either. I didn't see that coming at all.
Oh, oh.
I'm I'm sorry, but before I became a professor, I was a fashion editor, and we are really, really bitchy. So let me say this: Andre is far too short for there to be so much intrigue around him. And the thing is, I think it's pretty obvious that it was a relationship between him and Joey's sister. Um, Again, on the comment side, I see a lot of people say, "Oh, they don't really like Heather," but this is a young actress that I have been seeing since she was one of Matt Clark's victims on The Young and the Restless, and
Yeah,
it's
she was on
like,
the Young and the Restless. She was.
She was
so
also
there
on
you go.
Bold and
She
the
was
Beautiful.
And she was also on Bold and the Beautiful. She was Brooke's
like,
sister. Yep.
and
Hmm.
daughter, and watching her, you know, playing these victimization roles, right, from The Young and the Restless to the Bold and the Beautiful, where her mom slept with her husband and got knocked up by her husband. It's just like, so it's really wonderful to see the actress Ashley Jones, I think that is her name,
That's
you
her
know,
name.
being a villain role, and with she is doing this with gusto, and it's the way she does it in this cat and mouse way, the way she plays with big bad Joey. I love her on the soap opera, and I really hope to see more of her. And I think that she's making Vanessa even interesting at this point. And I never thought that could happen.
So true. So
Wait,
true.
you thought she's making Vanessa look what?
Interesting. Because it's like this clash between Heather and Vanessa coming up
She
about
look
Joey.
interesting.
That's going to be explosive.
I'm
I think she
excited
looks
for her to get
interesting.
her mental lashings. Like I'm just excited to watch her play with Vanessa. I don't know if Vanessa looks more
Hmm.
interesting to me.
So I love how
Exactly.
she plays with her.
Mhm.
It's funny. I'm
She
sorry.
she had her hand all on her real long. I'm like, girl.
I do think that she's a brilliant actress, and people are saying that she has come from other soaps, so that's dope. She's a veteran in the genre. I'm glad that they've expanded who she engages with outside of just Joey and Vanessa because I was getting bored really quickly with just watching her engage with them. So like that addition of Dani adds additional intrigue for me for her character. Um and I don't know, I feel like while she is technically a villain, she's becoming a foil for Joey's character in a way I think that they are like they weren't necessarily anticipating because for me with each moment that she spends there and Joey moving as he's moving and dedicating so many resources, he got people following her and doing this and doing that, to me it like invalidates his danger factor or like who he is, similar to like when he was overly concerned with Deanna. I'm like, but you're supposed to be big badass Joey and you're shaking your boots behind a 22-year-old and your sister.
Octopus persona. Yeah, I
But when it comes to the whole Andre thing, I feel like maybe I'm gonna go with what they saying. I didn't before today. I didn't before today believe that Heather was the person that Andre was trying to duck. But with her intrigue with Dani and like how she's moving, it feels like they're getting very heavy handed with like, yes, this is who it's supposed to be. This is what's going on. But now I'm trying to figure out if she is it were you ever in love with him? Does he owe you money? Did he leave you when it was a job? Like what is it, girl?
Hmm.
confused on the recent pictures. Was that recent or was that like way the pictures of Andre
I feel like they were
in
old.
Paris? Was that recent or were that okay?
I think they were
Just
old.
And Aaliyah, I agree with you. Aaliyah says she's having his cameras cut off. She 100% had them cameras cut off at the casino today.
Hmm.
Let's not forget she's the
Somebody
ringleader
else
of the
in chat
plasma.
said. Somebody else in chat said something about that's not Joey's sister. That's Joey's lover. I don't know about that one. That's a little too far fetched.
I thought it at first, but then they all have confirmed it. So
Oh my, I don't know about that.
she does. She's a little incestuous in her hand placement. I struggle with it.
Right.
Yeah,
She
was.
is. I mean, I was like, girl, you sure that's your
Some of
brother?
them, right. Some of them jokes, I was like, okay.
how can you be a little incestuous? It's either it's full blown or it's not non-existent.
I mean, they ain't full out start hunching on one another, so that's why it's a little bit of a degree. I don't. The way she touches him makes me uncomfortable.
Right.
It's even the way she talk about him. I'd be like, girl.
Like when Vanessa's not in the room, so it's like you're not even performing for her, girl. What is this? Yeah, but that's pretty much it. We don't have a ton with Andre and Kelly. I don't think that that's going to take much longer because if it is Heather, then she's also pressing the gas on the other end, right? So like she's doing these secretive things to Andre, but then also she's flown back into town. She's playing with Vanessa. She's dangling the carrot in front of Joey. So like at some point it's going to come to a head. I think it's going to be much quicker than what we saw with Martin for sure.
Probably so.
Okay. Lancray, before you got in here, I think we were talking about Eva. Do you have anything that you wanted to add about her?
Eva, the eternal victim. Right? I've already said everything I really feel about Eva. I don't like her character. I think there's room for development of a character, and perhaps one day I could grow into suffering her presence on the soap opera. The actress the actress who plays Leslie, Jesus Christ, could someone please tell her to stop overacting just a little bit? I would love it if the actress who plays Eva could like kind of bring down the ghetto of her portrayal of the character by just a couple of notches.
Wait, bring down the what?
And the ghetto.
Oh, brother.
Next to it. I'm like,
not bring down the ghetto.
Not the ghetto, though.
Child. Of Eva?
This is Delmont. Yeah.
Whoa.
What's an example?
Yes.
Give me an example of the ghetto for you.
Oh, it's it's her reactions, the way she moves her neck and the way she'll snap.
Oh, the like like how she
body language.
Okay. I don't think that's the words you're looking for then.
Kind of like bring it down just a little bit, but can someone please tell Trisha Man to stop overacting? Listen,
okay.
I can't be the only one in this room. I can't be.
I think you might be.
Overact just a little bit.
Wait, Eva or Trisha? I mean,
Trisha Man.
Amber or Trisha?
Overact.
Oh, she talking about Trisha. Okay, you talking about Leslie.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Eva.
No, I've gone back and forth between the two actors.
So which one is overacting?
The Amber who plays Eva, her acting is a little ghetto. Trisha Man who plays Leslie, he overacts a little bit, and it's like I don't know if it's because she, you know what she needs to do. If we could just take some of Trisha Man's overacting, take that extra flair. Let's just call it flair that the Eva character has. If you take those elements away from them and give it to the guy who plays Tomas, he might actually become something more than a zombie.
No, there's no saving that man. There's no saving that man. But I do disagree. I will do that. I do disagree. I think that Trisha is melodramatic, but I think that's because Leslie is. I think that
She's melodramatic. Yeah.
I think that
Okay.
Trisha does a really good job of channeling and creating Leslie, because I honestly feel like it's only Trisha that has Leslie at the place that she actually is, because on paper I don't necessarily know if I would care this long. Like, just by what they write, I don't necessarily know.
Yep.
But what Trisha brings to it, I think that they actually need that. If she was to dial it back a bit, then they might as well just go ahead and get rid of the character. So we're gonna agree to disagree on that.
I
Amber, I
agree because I've seen this Trisha and other things, and like she's not. It's not the same. Like you
yeah,
know what I
it's
mean.
not.
So like even when
Oh
we seen her
yeah.
in Family Business, she was not like that at all. But in
Yeah.
this one, I do think it fits the character very well, like
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah, she is very different in Family Business. More stoic and just,
Mm.
yeah.
And I also think that
I
they're
agree as
lining her
well.
up. I think that they're lining Leslie up for a crazy arc. And all of the
No,
decisions before, like an actual diagnosed one. Like I would not be surprised that at some point in season 3, Leslie gets committed. And
Mm.
I think we'll have all of the particulars in reference to the dramatics to be able to point to as like Easter eggs of like, okay, she just wasn't wilding. It was like imbalance. Um,
I think it's interesting though that he says like it's overacting, and the reason why I say that is because they watch a lot of soaps, right? Well, if you watch a lot of soaps, most of the villains are that way. Like, I mean, think about it. Young and the Restless, General Hospital. I can't remember that girl's name. I think her name was like Heather, and she was crazy and she played it very well, like you know what I mean, because like the whole everything of it all was, it was just to a T. But because again that they're supposed to be crazy, they have to play it a certain way, and that's what makes Leslie, I mean, you hate her but you like her at the same time because you're like, dang, she good at this acting thing, like you know what I mean, like
mm-hmm.
because I
Yeah,
can't stand
I agree.
Leslie. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's what the whole point is. You're not supposed to like her. You're supposed to not like her because she's the bad guy. She's trying to, destroy the Duprees. She's trying to destroy whoever's in her path, pretty much. Not just Duprees, just anybody.
No, it's
Damn.
the Duprees. That hoe has an
It is.
unnatural
It is.
allegiance to hating these people specifically. And girl, what in the ADHD you
Yeah.
got going on? Let it go.
She's not
He
gonna
was
let it
doing
go.
too much last week, talking about Anita and all that kind of stuff. I was just like, you are
Yeah.
I'm like,
going
my
too, you going
God.
too far.
Yeah.
I don't hate Leslie's character. I agree that you have to have these personalities, conflicting personalities on these television shows in order
Mhm.
to make it work. And like I said, I've been watching these soap operas since before any of you came into this world. I was watching these soap operas decades before any of you came into this world. But let me give some examples.
I have to
If you look
disagree
at
with
Very
that, sir.
Truly disagree with
mm,
that, sir. I
mm,
watched the soap opera since
mm.
You don't know how old.
Right. You don't know how.
Oh, yeah.
We're not
If
gonna.
you weren't there for the very first episode of The Young and the Restless in March 1973, I
I
digress.
But I
was.
did.
Okay,
I
so
was.
oh,
I
I
was.
did
Ooh,
see it though.
Yeah.
not you
I
gagging
wasn't. I
goods.
wasn't.
But I did see it
I was
though.
13 years
so
old in 1973.
Oh,
we have
So,
okay, so
I
oh,
we
was
have an
three.
authority here.
Oh, okay, I can't speak. But y'all go ahead and
Me
rock.
either.
no,
I
I
can't speak
did.
either.
What I
I listen. I wasn't thought of, but I did see the episode, and I do understand where you're
13
coming
years
from.
old in 1973. So,
Yeah.
All right,
continue.
you certainly have me. I will grant you that. But what I wanted to tell us is,
Okay.
if we look at these classic villains such as Victor Newman on The Young and the Restless, right? Or we look at the anti-heroes, Stephanie Forrester from The Bold and the Beautiful, right? These were people who they played the villain role. They don't overact. Thing is, I agree. I don't dislike Leslie. Leslie is one of the people that you have to learn to love to hate. When you can
Hmm.
learn to love to hate that character has a place in your mindset, and you know that you can't be without them. I still think Patricia, man, she overacts. Eric Braeden does not overact. If you go back to the old days, right? You look at Lucinda Walsh from As the World Turns. She was definitely a villain, but she didn't overact. You look at Barbara Ryan from As the World Turns. She didn't overact, but she did the job, and it was amazing. And they made the roles so believable. For me, it's
That's
the
a good point. I
it's
agree. What do you think about
man.
Sheila Carter? She was
Yeah, Sheila
pretty
Carter definitely
Sheila,
overacted.
Sheila
Luther,
Carter.
Like,
too.
bro.
I mean, Sheila Carter Forrester Granger. Yes.
Yes.
I think
Yeah,
Timberland Brown does.
yeah.
Um, Timberland Brown does such an amazing job. This this is the reason for which she's still around. And you have a lot of people of her political affiliation that are screaming, "Oh, I can't get work because of my political affiliation." But she's still working. She's still working, right? And the thing is, if you look at her evolution, I never watched The Bold and the. I can tell you the first day I watched The Bold and the Beautiful. I watched The Bold and the Beautiful in for the first time really in May 1991. And this is right after she had nearly tried to burn up everyone to death on The Young and the Restless. And she was in a cafe, picked up the telephone, was looking for a job offer. She picked up the telephone and said, there's a company looking for a nurse or whatever. She picks up the telephone, she makes a phone call. On the opposite end of the phone, the guy who plays John McCook, who plays Eric Forrester, answers the phone. Now, he used to play Laz on The Young and the Restless, right? Now,
Mhm.
he picked up the telephone and she said, I'm calling for the nurse's position. He said, this is Eric Forrester. She says, I'll be there right away. I've been watching The Bold and the Beautiful ever since that moment. But she is one of those characters. She literally, you hated her so much that you couldn't quit her.
Yeah,
She,
Sheila.
Bold and the Beautiful was number fifth in the rankings at that time, in the Nielsen ratings. When she left, and Young and the Restless was number one. When she left The Young and the Restless and went to The Bold and the Beautiful, it was the force of that villain that took millions of people with her because back then you literally had millions of people watching those soap operas on a daily basis. And she literally took millions of people with her from The Young and the Restless. I reckon to The Bold and the Beautiful. Bold and the Beautiful went from number five to number two in the rankings, and it's been there ever since. So that is the power of
Mm.
a good villain. James Finbeck, okay, from As the World Turns as well. You look at Myrna Clegg from Capital, which is the soap opera that
Mhm.
preceded Bold and the Beautiful. So it's like you had these wonderful villains, and I just think that there are obviously it's still a young soap opera. Layers have to be added to Leslie. I'm really hoping to see how they develop this Heather. But I personally hope that Shanice is going to end up being a secret villain when Ted ends up when her relationship with Ted eventually implodes. I really hope that
Mm.
she becomes the villain that
Mm.
we didn't expect because I think she has I think she has the chops for it. I really do. I think and it would be that unexpected twist that we just didn't see coming. And I think that is what I think she'll be more exciting than Leslie and Haley as a villain. That's how I feel, but I'm crazy, so whatever.
Think you're crazy. I think that is an interesting concept because I also think that Carlton could be a good villain if we're really gonna go there. But I understand where you're coming from. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
That's true.
yeah, okay.
Carlton,
Just
Carlton is
I
bad.
yes.
don't want them to
Yes.
make him a villain.
So
I hope you don't.
But he
Lord.
would
I hope
be.
you don't,
Rob
right?
has
But
come. Oh my
think
God,
about it
Rob
though.
has come such a long way. I remember he did a film with Shamar Moore, and I covered the red carpet for it in New York years ago. And I remember interviewing him on the carpet and like where he was at in his career, where he felt like he was at in his career, and to see what he's doing now. I'm so
Mhm.
proud of him. I feel like he's really dropped in every role I've seen him in recently. He is giving himself over fully to the role, and I was looking at him in the whole Nicole and Carlson conversation, and I was just like, wow, this is really really great. Like I feel like he is so nuanced, he is so specific, and he can give us great guy Carlton, but then go over to Tyler Perry and give us the Joker Javon, and I'm just like, bruh, I love this for you. So yeah, I think that he could give
Definitely.
us a villain. I don't want
He's
him to,
amazing.
but he
I think he
could.
would be a really
I
good
think that
villain.
he could be good.
I didn't
I
hear.
wish they would bring
Sorry.
somebody in for him.
to his point in regards to the villains of like soap operas and stuff, I get where you're coming from, sir. However, okay, you also have to remember, where is Leslie from, right? Like, where is she from? Okay, Sheila is not from like the, okay, she's supposed to be like from the other tracks, right? The other side of the tracks is what they call it, right? So you also have to look at it like that. She's playing a character in the sense of where this person is from. And I don't think it's overacting. I think it just blends in from where this person is from. I get where you're coming from, but I mean, think about it though. If you really think about it hard, where that person is from, that's what you see all the time. You see somebody rolling their neck, doing all that stuff. That's normal. That's actually, shoot, I see it all the time outside my window. So like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I don't think that's overacting. I think that's just the character itself, because where the character is from. And then also, this is a different new age and a nuance, because we're in 2026, and it's just a different type of situation. Our back in the day, the way that the soap operas did, they did them differently. And then on top of that, they were white. So of course they didn't do the I got attitude and all that stuff. They were white. These people are black. So of course they're gonna have it where they're doing that, because again, that's where she's from. She has attitude. She has this. She has that. That is her characterization. It's probably on her paperwork. It is probably on the script. Girl, do this. Like, you know what I mean? So it fits. So I get what you're saying when I don't get what you're saying when you're saying she's overacting. I think she's just playing the character how it's supposed to be played in that aspect.
Eva
I
is more
think,
real life, in my opinion, but I still think that the actress overacts. He does a good
and
job of
that's your right,
doing what.
right? Like that's your right to have. I think the disagreements that we're having here is gonna stand, because also part of this is just your taste, right? Like I think
Mm-hmm.
for me, Haley, when she switches into the yeah, cuz so this, and I'm like,
Oh my
girl, bye,
god.
goodbye,
Exactly.
immediately
Exactly.
goodbye.
Yes,
Like that would
exactly.
be
Now that is
my
overacting.
that would be my,
Right.
yeah, that's like where my barometer is, because it
Today
doesn't
was
feel
overacting.
real. uh and I get that you are perform, it's so crazy, but like you're real, you're whatever her real name is, not Haley. When you're in that mode, you seem the fakest.
Valerie.
Valerie. When you're Valerie, it's like, girl, what the hell is going on here? But when you're Haley, I buy that more. But that's just me, and I feel like that's also my taste, which is why when I talk about Haley, y'all never hear me talk about, oh, I think that she overacts in this way, specifically because I think that that's something that's, again, to my taste. Tomas, that is blaring. Blaring. He can't act. That is it. And I'm
Oh
100% comfortable with
my
He is
saying that.
boring.
I'm
oh
100%
my
comfortable with saying that as a fact, not just as a feeling. So
No
as
emotion.
that, my point is,
Agreed.
some of this is just going to be our taste, right? There are moments I love Jacob down. I love Jacob down, but I'm like, Jabri, what is that? What are you doing?
mm-hmm.
Uh, I can't say, and I'm saying all of this because when I think about Leslie, I can't say that I've had those moments with her, but I will say is that for her to be a villain, I don't think that the writing fully supports it. I think they send her on a bunch of fool's missions when she's supposed to be the villain, when she's just stirring up dust. And it's like, is she supposed to be a villain, or is she just going to be an antagonist? Because there's a difference. And I think in the last year, we have seen her just be an antagonist, but she was supposed to be the big bad. And that's the dissonance that I see.
I definitely agree with you, Erica, 100%. Yes, 100%. And yeah, there are people on that show that do kind of, yeah, yeah. But
Company
I
Confidential
do
said
agree with
Marquita
you.
going, cuz it's like Jacob playing Rashad.
Right. The accent gotta go.
Hated Rashad's character. Oh, I hated that character. Oh my god.
So I think that basically
I
y'all
like
gotta agree to disagree. I think that Lancray, you 100% in your right to say that she overreacting. It's working for the black girls over here because we get it. I think that she on the page they need to write more for her to do. Like if she's going to be the villain, then she needs to be the villain, and we need to start seeing some damn consequences.
Yes.
It's yeah. I don't think they would get to a point where we're ever at a place like where we're all in agreement about Tomas, right? Like it's just not gonna be the case. I can't stand Vanessa character, but
No,
Lauren,
we all agree about Tomas.
we all agree.
About Tomas.
Lauren
Yes.
Universe.
He
is
is a
acting her
one-note
behind
actor.
off when it comes to Vanessa. Can't stand Vanessa as a character.
I know, right?
Yeah, she plays it really well.
She really does. I mean, it is when you say Tomas is hilarious because like you'll see gosh, what is her real name? The one that plays Cat. She acting down and then
Kobe.
here comes him. I don't
Kobe, yeah.
understand why you are talking like this, Cat. Like shut up. You want no food. I cannot stand you, dude. Like for real, it just annoys me to know it. Like I don't understand. Why are we doing this, guys? Like, oh my god.
But I love you, Kat. Do you? I wish a man would tell me like that. You be dropped so damn fast. I don't feel it.
Like, where's
So dry.
Very dry. It's like wet paint
So
dry.
dry.
Just
Right.
dry. Because like even in the fact of when they had the tornado, everybody is over here just on down bending knees looking for Dani.
Exactly.
Then you got
Yep.
then you got Isaiah
Nowhere to
over
be
here talking
found.
about Eva, and then here go freaking Tomas. Cop, where you at, Cop? Oh my God, shut up.
Can I share
Thank you,
Doesn't know where to
May I
Exactly.
share a secret, ladies?
I can't stand the way he walk, and I can't stand the way he talk. I just no, no, get off my screen.
Okay,
It's like,
Kendrick.
No.
What do you say, Lancray?
Oh, may I share a secret with you, ladies?
It depends.
be
I'm
cool.
scared.
You
What is it?
come out of a
I
bed.
want to hear it. I want to hear it.
I'm the actor that plays Tomas.
Oh yeah,
You're
right.
not.
Y'all are
That-
talking about Tomas.
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm just
right.
imagining so
You would have not
so
been able to have
up
any of the
here.
inflections that you had defending your lovely
Right.
Nicole. We would have got that so damn
Right.
flat.
Right.
Nicole is everything. What are you all talking about? She has not
Oh,
been
I was
appreciated.
Don't talk about
Hilarious.
Nicole. Nicole is a great woman.
Right.
Cat, why are you
No,
upset? Gave a part of your liver. I don't understand, Cat. Why are you upset? You should be happy.
Exactly. So you done outed yourself with too much passion. All right.
Right.
Let's go.
my
Since
God.
this is a wonderful segue to one of the characters with the most passion on the whole daggone show. Y'all might whack me on this particular take, but I'm fine with it. We're all family here. I'm not mad at Dani.
You said you're not?
Said you're not.
Today, no. In general, yes, because she still need to say what happened in that elevator. I am not mad at anything that happened at that damn hospital today.
Oh, when she said that was her husband?
Toy, why you had to go
Yes.
directly to it?
All right, we gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it. Like, here,
I've seen the thing. So,
Okay, okay. So that is
my bad, Tasha.
wrong
I'm sorry. I
in.
forgot you ain't seen
No,
it.
you listen. I'm gonna watch it anyway. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh shoot, Tasha.
No,
I'm
just
forgetting about Tasha. Every time I'm thinking, I'm like, dang, my bad, Tasha.
go ahead.
I
Y'all.
forgot you ain't seen
Yeah,
it.
this is we got to do the spoilers because the episode that we didn't had, my God. So technically, she's wrong in what she said,
Yes.
but I don't have a problem with it because I understand where it came from.
Elaborate.
I could be delusional, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I am not convinced that Dani doesn't want her marriage with Andre. I am
agree.
convinced
I agree. Yeah.
that she's having a hard time figuring out what does walking away from Bill look like. I think that she still loves Bill in a way that she will never stop loving Bill, and that happens, and that is 100% normal. Does not mean she can have sex with him, but it is 100% normal. And I think I am now getting a clearer understanding of how Dani navigates fear specifically.
Mhm.
Is
I do
that
have a question though.
okay?
Okay, I get that, she still loves. Do you think Bill was her first? Like that's her first
Yes.
love, and that's her.
Yes.
Then that would make sense. Then, yeah.
I have to interject a little bit here. I think I've made this point clear before, but I've been I don't know if I made this point clear, but my marriage ended based on infidelity,
I'm
and
sorry.
when I that's okay. When I found out that my husband was cheating, it changed my feelings, and he did not humiliate me. He did not do it over and over and over again with multiple women. He did not, um, have sex in my bed and I walked in on it. He did not do any of those things. But what he did do was he cheated on me, and that was enough for me. That means to me that you don't, no matter how I feel about you. Yes, I was deeply in love with him. He was not my very, very first love, but he was the second man I ever slept with, so the second person, and I was deeply in love with him, but that does not matter. It doesn't matter how much I'm in love with you. What matters is how you're treating me, and that you chose another person over me. And I just can't believe or understand anyone, unless back to, I think it's a matter of needing some sort of, back to therapy. We were talking about therapy earlier, but I don't understand how it doesn't. None of that matters. If you've told me that I feel this way about you, so much so that I'm going to bring another woman in your bed, and I'm going to stand there and defend that right there. I'm going to leave. If you're going to do all these things to me, then clearly, what does it matter how I feel? What matters is how you feel, how you're treating me. And so now that negates all of that other stuff. Like I might still feel some sort of way. I mean, maybe I don't want you to die, but I'm certainly not going to be your biggest defender when you've done this. I don't understand that whole dynamic. And I understand lots of women do that. I have girlfriends who do that and felt that way, and but I just don't share that sentiment. For me, that is something that is, it just, yes, I love you, and I still probably still love my ex-husband now, but am I running around trying to see, I'm just not doing all that, and I don't understand anyone who, especially the multiple times he's just, it's not like one time. He's just gone again and again and again and again. So clearly her self-esteem has been beaten down to the point. Because if you just continue to let someone treat you, I knock on your door, and every time I knock on your door, you punch me in the face, and I keep on going back again and again. Who's the wrong person? Is it you or is it me? You know what I mean? I know what I'm going to get here, and I'm still going to keep on coming back for it. That's insane. That's insane. And I don't care whether it was the first love, your 100th love, anybody who treats you like dirt, I'm sorry.
True. I
I
agree.
understand that. Um, this is interesting. I'm glad I'm getting to unpack this because I couldn't figure out at the time. Like I literally watched the episode right before I got on live with y'all. Not that I couldn't figure out. I didn't have time to unpack why I'm okay with Danny's response. And similar to you, Kelly, and you have your stance specifically from your lived experience and like how you chose to protect yourself. I think I'm okay with how she responded because a few years ago I lost an ex and he was shot in Baltimore. And we
Mm.
were not together at the time. I just so happened to been flying in that night that he was, or no, the next morning. He was shot the night before, and I was on a plane at like 6 a.m. the next morning at like flying back to Baltimore. So I get a call. I get a call right before I get on my flight, that's what happens. By the time I get to Baltimore, he's like gone through a few surgeries, and then subsequently is like on life support. And that week that I was
That's
already
awful.
planning to be there for something else immediately became co-opted in me like going to the hospital and like sitting with him and like talking with his family and like trying to be as much a support as possible. And we had not even been together at that point.
I'm sorry to hear that.
4 to 6 years, might even be more than 6 years. It was a while. Like a good portion of the reason why I'm even in LA is because I needed to leave the city because I can't keep doing toxicity with you. But I will never forget how I felt that week. I will never forget the thoughts that I had and how in my thoughts I started to like rearrange my life. At the time, he didn't really have people. And I'm like, well, if you don't have anybody, then I need to figure it out. Like, do I need to bring him to LA with me? Do I need to move back? Like, what needs to happen? Because he has to survive. And I feel like it's different when death becomes the conversation. When it's not just an injury, when it's not just something inconvenient, when it's not something uncomfortable, it shifts things. Like I had not been with that man for years. I had a whole entire life that was different. He was blocked on my phone because he just had like some type of hold over my ass and I needed to break free. But the moment that you are now, he was in a coma for all of the time that medically induced because he had one of his legs amputated. Like they really did a lot trying to save him. And I struggled, and I had my best friend, family members who never really were for the relationship at all were just like, you can't do that. Like, you can't be thinking this way. You can't, why are you spending so much time at the hospital? Why are you doing da? And I think that is the definitive thing. Like when a person might not actually live, all bets go out the window.
Agree.
Yeah, you're right. I don't want him to die. I don't want him to die. Yeah. So okay.
I agree. And that's
And you don't
I
think
completely agree.
logically. I would say that because I wasn't thinking logically at all. And I remember like me and my best friend, he's like, he's seen that whole entire relationship play out as well as others. So he also knew the history that we had. And he was just adamant of like, I feel bad for him, but you need to bring your ass out of that. Get out of Johns Hopkins. Like, I'm coming to get you. Like, no, you're not doing this. You're not doing that. And I'm just like, you never liked him. You just, it was ridiculous. I feel like I was the most illogical person then, but that's what the situation kind of called for.
Yeah.
But I get it though. No, but I get it though. That's a weak moment.
Yeah.
It's a very weak moment. I mean, your guard is down after that. You're like, oh my God, like what the hell? You know what I mean? Even though you're not with this person anymore, that's a hard situation to go through, especially since the fact that that was somebody that you actually cared about. You know what I mean? That yeah, don't forget about what that person done to you, but you know what I mean. But still,
but die.
Like, but die. Yeah, that's
but yeah. I understood Dani's emotion today because it was just, she's loved that man for all her life, 30 years. And like, you don't just, somebody say one of your former loved ones is fixing to die. You're not going to just, I don't know how you want her to react. Like, I don't get why people were like, why is she acting this way? She's doing too much. I'm like, that man, she loved that man. Like he was about to die. If he could die,
Yeah. And I think that's why my response is different versus the elevator. Like, girl, you weren't actually in danger. He wasn't actually in danger. He's actually in danger now.
Now he is. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all not lashing me. I just knew I was gonna say, y'all, I'm giving Dani a pass, and y'all was gonna be like, oh hell no, Erica.
And she acted her butt off today. She acted.
She did.
She did that.
Carla
She did that.
I definitely agree with you,
She is
Erica.
excellent. She is an excellent
I would
actress.
not I would not feel damn, that's a hard situation. I don't even know how I would feel about that. Because I'm the one who wished it harm on my ex. I'm not even gonna lie.
Mm.
I hope he wished he would choke on a chicken bone. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I said that so many times. But if something really did happen to him, like that would like, you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I would deal with that. So yeah, seeing it from that point of view, I can understand why you're saying, you know, Danny didn't do anything wrong today. Like that's a lot of emotion. She's been with Bill for how long and everything. She's had kids with this man. She's like, I don't know what I would do without him. I'm like, dang, that's deep. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? And everybody's trying to make her like Victor and what's that girl's name? Victor and his wife,
Nikki.
Nikki.
Nikki?
Yeah.
Nikki.
Yeah, but I don't see that for them. You know what I mean? Because Nikki was a little bit different. Like she was jealous of every woman that came with, you know, Victor and
She
stuff
had
like
good
that.
reason to be though too. Because he was always.
Sometimes, not all the times, because sometimes
Oh yeah, you're
she was
right.
out of pocket. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you're right. But he has slept
But
with almost everybody he could find. So go
everybody and
ahead.
they daggone mama, and he didn't treat her like good either. So I
Mhm.
say with this though, I don't think they're the same. Everybody wants to like compare and contrast, and I think we do this a lot with all characters. We like compare and contrast with this person, this person. I just don't see that these two are the same. I think it is the fact that once again, this is Danny's first, her only, you know what I'm saying? And then now she has Andre. I don't think she doesn't love Andre. And I don't think that she's not wanting to be in this marriage with Andre. I just think this is a hard situation for her because again, she does have love for Bill. If she didn't, she wouldn't have been in that elevator getting her groove back. So I'm just
Agreed.
saying, like,
Agreed.
you know, she
Yeah, I
she
never
does
would have
have
been in
some
that
type of love
elevator.
for him.
I wouldn't have been
Yeah,
in
we're
that
not gonna talk about
elevator
that.
with that
I was so
with
mad, girl. I
Bill
was screaming. I
with
was,
my ex. So
I
I
was
mean, it is
screaming at the
different. You don't know
TV.
how you're going to feel in a situation when you are in this situation. Because
It's
I've never been
true.
in that situation with
At
him
So that's
all.
why I
about
said
to die.
I
So I know that that must feel different. I know looking at it, and my judgment is absolutely not. There's no way in the
yeah,
world. But of course, if I in it, I can't say how I would actually feel. I know how I think I would feel.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. How I think I would do, but I don't know what I would really do. But I do feel like, um, I don't know. I just feel like the way once once you treat me a certain way, it's beat out my some of my feelings as well. Now, again, like I said, I don't want you to die, but I do want you to get away from me, and there's no way I'm ever sleeping with you again. No matter no matter if I think I'm really gonna die, if the elevator was, you know, falling out of the sky, I would never I wouldn't do that. But I do say I wouldn't want him to die, but I just don't know that I don't know that I would be at the bedside. Maybe I'm not a very nice person. I don't know, but I don't know that I would be at the bedside, you know, um, trying to whatever. I would be sad if he died. That's so sad. But am I going to be there fighting for his life? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I would be, but again, maybe I would. But my
yeah,
mind
I
feels
mean,
like
I never
no,
thought about the
not after you
situation
did
before it
this.
happened to me, so I
Right?
don't even know what
Of
would
course.
have projected of what I would have done. But I look back
mhm,
and I don't
Yeah.
regret any of the things that I
Right.
did or said during
Is
that
was he
time.
okay? Is he all
No,
right? No.
he
Oh, I'm so
passed.
sorry. That's awful.
you are a strong individual, Erica. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
boy, you are a strong individual. Like she said, you don't know what you would do unless you in that situation. I don't
Mm.
know what I would do. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I probably send him a card. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That's a hard
It
situation, though.
is. It is.
It is. It is.
That's
Yeah,
a
it is.
I
hard one.
hadn't
I
talked
have
to
no.
him years. I feel like I think I had
Mm,
blocked him maybe 2 years before,
Mm.
and that was the last
mm.
time I had ever spoken to him.
Wow.
Wow.
Tasha and Hope, do you have thoughts on the Danny Dupree of it all when it comes to Bill or it? Period. We're just talking about
Well,
Danny. So, any thoughts on Danny?
I just really enjoyed her acting today, and she just the way she transformed into, Just how she did everything today was. I agree with everything. I felt that like her demeanor was like, at first was calm today, and not that
Mm-hmm.
she's always on 100. She's never always on 100, but you know what I'm saying. Like she was having a good
She
day,
was in a
and
very
that
great
news,
spot.
yeah, yeah, and then
The
that
asking the
news
girls
happened.
if she is
Yes, I
over
love that.
involved in their life, I was like, oh,
I
my
love
girl is
that. I
shining.
loved it. I loved that today when she said that. I was like, ah, that's all I wanted to hear. But I'm
Yeah.
proud of her.
Yeah.
She's growing. I'm proud of her.
Well, y'all know I haven't seen the episode yet,
Oh
so
shoot, Tasha. I'm sorry.
Damn
it's
it,
like
Tasha.
that.
Keep
It's
forgetting.
fine. It's fine. I can act. Y'all just talking
Well,
about
you have
bits.
any thoughts about
So,
Danny?
but
Yeah.
I don't. I feel like Danny. Um, she's. I don't know. Like I don't know.
You not here for
I
it?
need. No, no. I right now. Like I feel like she's going. I'm here for her. Right. I just. I got to see the episode to get
Ah,
my full thoughts.
okay.
Uh,
Lancray, did you have something to add about Danny?
Well, I mean, I call her mostly. She's an entertaining actress. I I like her much better in the role of Danny Dupree than I ever did in the role of Maya or slash Myron on The Bold and the Beautiful. Um, but let me see here. Uh, Everyone is like, "Oh, Danny's such a hypocrite," blah blah blah, and I keep saying the same thing. Bill took advantage of her in that elevator. He took
Mm.
advantage of her. That is my position,
Ooh, I like
and
your
I
take.
stand on it. Oh, he took advantage of her. In her right mind, I don't think that she would have. I don't think that that would have happened because he's clearly told her he wants it to happen again and again, and she was like, "This is not going to happen." Now separate that. We can certainly separate that from the emotional ties that she has to him because, as I understand, when a woman loves a man and when a woman gives a man children, that she sees embodied in those children the love that she had for the man. So I think that her behavior. I saw the premiere on Friday about what was going to happen this week at the hospital, but I haven't seen
Ah.
yesterday's episode, which is still your today's episode. I think that that is something, kind of like what she said about, that you would never replace him in my heart. He's my husband. I think that's kind of like a Freudian slip. Uh, and who knows? Because, in her mind, some people believe that what God brings together, let no man put asunder. That is what my mother believed. And, that my mother believed that if you got divorced, it doesn't matter in the eyes of God. That is still your husband. The only thing that can separate you is death. So when you look at it from that perspective, right? From that, and I know that most people don't look at it that way these days. Um, this could be the mentality when she said, "This is my husband." However, the reality is, from a legal point of view, Andre is her husband, and I think that was kind of like a Freudian slip on her part. I think that she would never have slept with Bill under normal circumstances. I think that he took advantage of her, and he's not going to stop trying to take advantage of her. That's my point on it. So
Mm.
that's it.
That's interesting.
Dang, I never looked at it like that. I
Me either.
Yeah, me either. I never looked at it like that
looked
either.
at it like I was so mad at Danny. I never even
so
looked at it like
I mean,
that.
I still am because I wanted her to just dangle the cat. Just dangle the cat and make
No.
Bill suffer in perpetuity.
Yeah.
No.
oh no,
Miss
um
Payne, did you just say dangle the cat? Did you
dangle.
say that?
and did.
Oh,
I did.
You
I
did.
loved it. I just love watching Bill suffer running behind Danny. And I think
Oh Lord.
that's probably my biggest issue with it. It's crazy because she's dead ass wrong for cheating on him. But my biggest issue is like her giving him even an inch. Cause she just could have made that man suffer the rest of his damn life.
Yep.
But I'm as you were talking, Lancray, I was thinking, would Dani have the same response if Bill was a mature man in their relationship and said, I'm not happy, I don't think this is working out anymore, and they go about a divorce and he doesn't do all that he does and he remarries, and it's a woman that is not seem like a gold digger, that is not conniving, that is not all that Haley is, but seemingly like a fine woman. Do you think that that same woman experiences Dani the way that Haley experiences Dani?
Of course not, because you've already answered the question, and you've already given an answer in the way you asked the question. You said, had he been an adult, had he gone to her, and had he said, I'm not happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not what happened. Remember, we saw the scenes 2, 3 weeks ago where they walked in and caught Katie coming out of Annie's bed. That is a very different scenario.
Yeah.
And
Disrespect.
do you know that song? You guys might not know this. Loretta Lynn, the queen of country music. She did this song called "You Ain't Woman Enough to Take My Man," right?
Mm.
And in the song, it literally says, it starts like, "You've come to tell me something you think I ought to know. That he don't love me anymore. I'm gonna have to let him go." I couldn't imagine a woman stepping up to my own dearly departed mother and saying that to my mother. I just couldn't imagine that. So this, because I know how my mother would react. My mother was one of those type of girls.
I mean, she wouldn't be polite and just be super,
No, no,
gracious
no.
and
Listen, my
No.
mother was a colored girl. My mother was a real
right.
colored girl. My mother would stomp you into the ground. So this is the
Exactly.
thing what I'm saying.
That's
This is what I said. My mother was a colored girl. So this is the thing that I'm saying. So, Miss Bain has already answered the question in the way she asked the question. Had Bill done A, B, and C? Had Bill acted like a decent human being? But that is not at all what happened. That is not at all what happened. And this is why all of the people have this particular type of relationship. He never gave this woman the grace and the respect that she deserved as his wife, as his partner. You know, couples have difficult conversations every day. No relationship is ever perfect. And this is why I do like the way we have relationships here in Europe. The way I've already said I don't like adultery. But the way you can have extramarital activity and it not actually be considered as adultery over here. And how does that work out? Adultery is if you mislead someone and you go and do something in their back and they are completely unaware of it.
Mm-hmm.
Over here, you have couples who live different lives. Say, listen, we've gotten to a point, blah, 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 and I would like to do this. How do you feel about this? And you might not know the other person says, well, well, yeah, I was kind of getting the same way, let's have a once a month we get to have a little spend time with, outside of the marriage. That is an adult conversation, and I know that you North Americans would most likely not accept this, and that's perfectly fine. But the thing is, with over here on the east side of the Atlantic, we have a very different attitude about it. Consenting adult having adult conversations and coming to a mutual agreement, right? That is not the grace that Bill gave to Danny, and this is why the relationship, and this is why everyone hates Haley or you know behaves towards Haley the way that they do. I personally feel that Ted should receive more of that type of same treatment. I think that they have been far too gracious towards Ted, and I think that the same energy that they have for Haley, some of that energy should be shown to Ted as well.
You got to go through my Beyond the Gates
Like I
playlist.
said,
You got to just go ahead and just start at the
Exactly.
beginning and press play whenever you can.
yeah.
I've got to see this playlist.
Cause
I've got to see it.
I've been kicking Ted's back in since the
Yes.
Yeah.
beginning,
He deserves all of
Mm,
that
and
too.
people have been lighting my ass up about it. Why don't you have more grace for Ted? Ted only did it one time. Ted is a really great guy. Ted is this. Ted is that. I have been kicking that man's back in from the beginning, and I think you're gonna love it here. To your
And
point,
the crazy thing
the
was,
North
they
America
didn't do
is
it one
definitely
time.
getting to a place of having the conversations around open relationships. I'm not one of those girls. I'm a monogamy girl, but again, I am also an honesty girl. So have the damn
Yes,
conversation. I am
give me
very
the
much so
choice.
Fact.
convinced that how we date,
Yes.
period, in the US is all jacked up because all of it is based
Mm-hmm.
on lies. We are bending
Fact.
over backwards trying to contort ourselves to be this because he like this and be that because she like that. Be your
Right.
damn self and align with who the hell you align with. Once I learned that, I
Mm-hmm.
was completely set free. And you're not wrong if you want to have multiple relationships. You're not wrong if you want to be monogamous. Just find the person that want to do the same thing that you want to do. What I tell people is
Exactly.
like, we got to stop hiding where we plan to go, where we hope to go, where we want to go from one another, and then jumping in the car with somebody else who's also doing the same and then mad because the car won't split in half and y'all can't go two separate directions. The car can only go in one direction. Stop hopping in the
Right.
car with people who ain't going where you going.
Mm-hmm. That
Right,
part.
Agreed.
absolutely
That
right.
part.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely right. And this thing I always tell people: listen, you don't have to deceive people and hurt people. That's just being incredibly selfish. There are other people out there in the
You
world
feel the
that
same
feel the
way.
same
Yes,
way
you
about
do.
relationships as you do. You just have to go
Mhm.
and be with those people. And
Right.
it's
And
like,
how
let
to
me say this.
change that
I'm
person.
like, right, but you can't change people. And this is like, let me say this, right?
Facts.
This is like, before I agree to meet someone, I always, and I know people think that I'm crazy about this, but because of this, before I agree to meet with someone, I will converse with you anywhere from 1 to 2 years before I even, and before we become intimate. There is a minimum of 6 months. And I tell
Mm-hmm.
them, listen, we're dating. You go out there and you do what you got to do in order to satisfy your personal needs, but, and that's outside of our discussion and us getting to know each other. But I don't want to feel the pressure because I think that sex complicates relationships,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I say, listen, you do what you have to do. I cannot impose upon you to live a certain way that I do. I said, but however, if we get to this point, then understand that we are in a relationship, and and that means that once we are in a relationship, all of the space needs to exist. I make my position very clear from day one, and I
Mm-hmm.
said I can't because I'm not ready for this. I cannot impose against you my way of living, my way of thinking, because I know that that my way of living and thinking pretty much comes from the 18th century. I get it. I understand it. But again, I always tell people I've been engaged one time to I've been engaged one time to a Russian doctor. Uh, and the thing about it is, people say, "Well, why did you wait so long before you accepted the marriage proposal?" I said, "Listen," I said, "darling, I'm old-fashioned. I'm like my mother, and I make it very clear. You need to know exactly what you're getting yourself into
Hello.
because if we ever get married,
Hmm.
there will be no divorce.
Hello.
Only thing that's going to separate us is death. One of us is going to have to die. And if you want me to go, you might have to cut the brake cables of the station wagon. That's the only way you're going to get rid
I feel
of,
you on
or you'll
that.
get rid of me.
I feel you on that. I'm not even gonna lie.
I agree with that. Yeah. But I
But
I think
everybody
that
doesn't agree
with
with it.
But real
I
quick,
think
I
that
I
with
asked the question in the way that I asked it because I feel like the narrative around Danny is like Danny would just never let Bill go, and she would just never da 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 da. And I'm just like, I don't know if I
mm,
believe that. In the circumstances in which I feel like she actually would have been fine post divorce, is if the divorce didn't happen in the way that it happened, and if she's also not having to watch his life particularly slip away at the hands of this other woman who claims to be the better follow up to her. So that's why I asked the question in the way that I asked it.
well, I mean, didn't she say that when she was at the law firm? When she said, I would usually be eating popcorn, but I can't because I actually care about you and I cannot see somebody treating you the way
Mm-hmm.
that they are treating you. So, like with Danny, I think it's just that she doesn't want to see Bill get hurt. She doesn't want to see, like, she knows that Haley is playing him. She knows Haley's game. Like she can see it a mile away, except the whole Randy thing. Like she think they messing around with each other, but whatever.
That's just
You
the
know what I
easy,
mean?
convenient excuse. That's just the
Right,
one that she's convincing herself is the case because she don't have any proof of anything else, and it would be great karma for him.
right. And like I'm saying, like she she already knows that Haley ain't worth shit. We all know that. We seen that on TV when we first watched it. But like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, um, you know what I'm saying? She already knows that. And she knows that she said that that girl swindled us, Bill. She swindled us and our daughter. She swindled us.
And I think
She
it's
knows
that
what it
part.
is.
It's
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
part, Toy, because it's one thing for Haley to take her husband, but Haley also robbed her daughter of a best friend,
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
and she don't play about her
Exactly.
daughters.
No, she don't. That's what I love about Dani. Dani is very protective over people that she loves, just like Kat. Her and Kat are just alike, really, to be honest. They are just alike because Kat is very protective over her family, and so is Dani. Dani is very protective over her family. She will kill over her family. She do not care. That's who Dani is. Kat is the same way. You heard Kat what she was saying to Haley today? Like she wasn't playing. She was serious. Like
It's like,
what's
don't
up?
even
What's
worry about it.
good?
They escorted my aunt out of here, but I'm still here, and this manicure can
Right.
get done
Exactly.
tomorrow.
Exactly.
Say any
Yes.
more slick stuff. I got time for that.
Right. Like I got
I
you
love
penciled
them
in.
damn.
Be like,
Any
come
other
on
thoughts y'all
outside.
want
I
to
just want to
add?
talk to you
Anything we
for a
haven't
minute.
talked about that you want to talk about? Cause y'all, we've been on here for forever. I didn't even realize the conversation been so
Cause
good.
it's so good. Yeah. um. mm,
I do want to say one quick thing, and you may have said it already because I did come on the live a little late. Just the one thing I just want to get in about Eva and when she said that now I got this piece of a liver of someone who hates me, and
mm,
that's 100% victim because hates you because why? Whose fault is that? That she hates you, but she doesn't take any. She never takes responsibility. Um, and then the other thing too, real quick, I feel like it's so absurd about the scar just because haven't you ever had a scar before? Have you ever skinned your knee? Don't you know that in time it lightens up and it goes away for the most part? Like, don't you know how scars even work? Scars
mhm.
take time to heal. If you've ever had any scar ever of any kind, you know that. You know what I mean? You know that right now it's red and ugly, but then like, over time it goes away. And you also know that you have at your fingertips two plastic surgeons. Give it, this is ridiculous that she's not thinking that she needs to give it time to heal. But to say that I got the piece of a liver of someone who hates me, oh, someone who hates me, then why do they hate you? Why? Because of
And
what you did. So that's all I want to say about
no,
that.
and to your point, and then okay, so give it back.
Right.
If having
Right,
it is hurting
right.
you so much, give it back.
Exactly.
Like, yes.
You wouldn't
So
be
why
here
does
if
she
your
feel
sister that made a decision.
she hates you because of what you did? You know what I mean? But anybody who's ever had a scar, you've had a scar at some point. Every scar on earth is gets better over time. I mean, that's the bottom line. It gets lighter and lighter, and so shut up.
I wish
Yeah, we talked about it at the
but
beginning. Kelly, watch
like
the beginning of the
Okay,
live, and you'll see my thoughts on that. Um,
okay.
who was speaking? Sorry, I missed it.
I, I wish my gallbladder scar would get lighter and lighter. You
It's
know.
Oh,
not.
Anyway,
really? It's not.
it's there. It's a
Okay, so you have that particular experience. I mean, I have a bunch of scars, but it's because I was a athlete. Like, I looked at my legs the other day. I said, "Damn, girl." Like,
Yeah, I scraped my knee when I was a kid.
I was
That
jumping
got
porches, doing all types of stuff with my boy cousins. Like, girl.
that good stuff.
But did you, Tasha? Did you struggle in a similar way as Eva after your gallbladder surgery?
I mean, no. I mean, I realized that was going to be a part of my life because it's I had surgery. That was major surgery. So nah, I ain't suffer like she did, but like you know,
I have a
it's
scar. I
there.
had a lumpectomy. I have a really long scar. Um,
Mm,
and and it has gotten a little lighter, but I also haven't I could seek plastic surgery if I want to. I just haven't chosen to do so. But I don't have two plastic surgeons in my back pocket either that are at
Mm,
my disposal.
Right.
But
mm-hmm.
it has changed. I'm not saying the scar is going to disappear. It's there. I've got a scar from having the chemo. I have a scar from the port that was put in.
Yep.
That has also gotten lighter, but it's not gone away. But the point is that scars do change, and they have to first heal. When it first happened, and I had the staples in, and they took the staples out. Of course, it looked different than it looks now. But I guess the point I was just saying is that it's like she's lost all common sense of the idea that it's give it a minute, longer than 5 minutes before you think it's going to be perfect again. You got to give it, a little bit of time, and that the fact that her mother again is ridiculous as well. That she's not,
Yep.
where's the common sense here? That everybody who's ever had a scar, like I said, is at least it changes. I'm not going to say it goes away, but it does lighten up. It does change. It doesn't look as red and angry as it looked in the beginning. It changes, and give it a chance to change, and then worry about it later. But um, just she's got plenty of crop tops. She'll be able to, you can wear them, and even people wear crop tops, and their stomach is hanging to their knees. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Right.
So there's nothing stopping her from wearing a crop top with
If you really
with a
want to that
scar.
bad, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I
But
think
anyway,
that's the
that
part
was
that
it.
I'm like most frustrated with is like she's only having one side of the conversation. Okay, you have the liver, a piece of a liver of a person that hates you. One, why do they hate you? But then also, what's the alternative? But nobody even pushes back to force her to finish that
The
statement.
thought. Yeah. Sure.
You could be
I
going. You
actually have a
Hello?
scar too.
Cutie
you
Pie
know.
D said, too bad she wasn't awake to save Cat the trouble. Hello?
Mm,
Thank you.
Right.
I
Don't put
actually
that.
have a scar as well. Um, I had I had gotten my thyroid taken out.
mm,
Um,
Mm,
and so I have a scar around my daggone neck. Right.
yeah.
wow.
And you know, I also had a hysterectomy. So I have a scar, there as well, laparoscopically. So I still have it. It's not as, prominent as it was before, but it's still there. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? But I think the one that was the worst for me was my neck.
Um,
And I did kind of have that thought process of like, I mean, not am I going to be able to wear crop tops, but I did have the thought process like, oh, that's going to look so ugly. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I did go through that, but I went to counseling because of it, even for my, which I thought was interesting that the show didn't, say, hey, this is a recommendation. Maybe you should go to counseling.
Mm-hmm.
So even for my hysterectomy, like there's a scar right there, and I was kind of nervous, like man, they probably ain't gonna want to look at that. We had those thought processes, but again, I went to counseling for it because it was like, first of all, it was mandatory. Second of all, I did have those thought processes, like maybe they're not gonna look at me the same. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, like we all have those thought processes. It's that, yeah. But I didn't go into like I can't wear this and I can't wear that. I just was more in the sense like, low. Not, I don't want to say low self esteem, but more in the sense of like thinking a man would not want me because of this. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I kind of went into therapy because of it. I was like, you know what? Let me get that thought process out my head because
Yeah.
that ain't good.
Yeah.
But you
That's
do go
wonderful.
through it.
And it's
I,
normal that you
I
would have gone through it, but
those
she's got a
processes
man that's
now.
sitting right there telling her that he loves her. He don't care about it.
You got a whole man right there, girl. Shut up.
A whole one.
Right.
She,
Not a half one.
she's so annoying. I
And had the
can't.
nerve to say,
I
I
can't
wish
deal
I
with her
had
man.
I wish I had a supportive boyfriend. I said,
Right.
oh,
And he's
so
sitting
so
right
now she
there.
gaslighting
oh,
us. Got it. Got it.
Right.
wow.
Right. You could be like Kat and be stuck with Tomas, but
Hello?
no, you got Isaiah. Like, shut up.
And
Because
she said
listen
the season
here,
7
Cat will
can't
show
had
you
it
what to do with
easier.
Isaiah's ass.
Yeah. So no,
NM985 says, I'm sorry, Erica, I disagree. Danny was I don't know, is that 100,000,000% wrong at the hospital? She was out of control and needed her parents to put her in timeout like they did. Dead wrong. I mean,
Mm,
I understand how you feel, And I also have experienced a situation like that. And I think that there's just very specific moments in your life where all logic goes out the window and you leading with your heart. And a lot of times for women, if you love somebody once, you're going to always love them. And that's definitely going to extend to you actually living and breathing. But I respect you, NM985. I get it. I think this situation gets even more complicated if Andre was there to hear it.
Oh.
But, you know, he's down at Orphe Jeans figuring out his own deception.
Wow, I can't wait.
Exactly.
Okay, so I don't
I
remember
need to-
who said this earlier, but somebody was like, "Oh, when you get Smitty involved, this means business because he's a journalist." I don't know, y'all. I can't take Smitty seriously.
Oh, I said that. Yeah.
Either.
Gotta feel that message.
I cannot. When he said, "Okay, well, I gotta ask, is any of this gonna blow back on Martin's campaign?" I said, "Smitty, shut your ass up.
Hey,
What is
What
that
are
got
you
to do with
talking
Mark?
about?"
hey, when have you ever cared? No.
Oh my god.
What are you talking about? Is this gonna come? That's when he really lost me, and I completely checked out. And it's just like, y'all better be glad that I don't have no ways to get to Fairmont Crest, because when I tell you I want Martin's ass to lose so bad, like I need an antagonist to come in specifically to be against him, and I want him to lose this election so damn bad. But Smitty, hush. You need to know more
It should
details
be,
because
and
does
it
this
should
affect
be
Martin's campaign?
Asia.
Ooh, be careful what you wish for him, Erica. It could be Leslie that goes against Martin.
She gonna lose. She don't.
No, Anastasia. It could be Anastasia.
Ooh,
What do you think
please
about that?
let her lose.
She's not
I
going to
can't
do anything
stand her.
either. I need somebody who can actually do something aside from getting on everybody's damn nerves.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys like this portrayal of Anastasia, or do you prefer the Karen Huger? Even though she did one episode, she was actually the Anastasia character was really hers. It was her role.
When?
And then the arrest, and blah blah blah, and the drunk driving and all of that, and then the jail sentence.
I'm confused. Who is who?
I would love to. Okay, Anastasia.
Yes.
Remember when the very first episode premiered, and after Dani slapped Haley, and all of the Duprees walked out, and then there was this woman sitting at the bar, long hair, light skin, just like Anastasia, and she said, "Welcome to Fairmont Crest."
Oh, but she wasn't playing Anastasia. She's a reality star. Isn't that Karen or something?
Yes, that was Karen Huger from the Real Housewives of.
Oh, she was supposed to be Anastasia?
I don't think, no, she wasn't ever supposed to, because when I got the press release, it said her name in it. I feel like she was a part of the marketing to try to get the Real Housewives audience and to like ground it in the area.
I'm very sure she was supposed to have been the role of Anastasia, the nosy neighbor who's always up at Fairmont Crest in everybody's business.
No, I mean they definitely had similar archetypes, but she was not cast as Anastasia. No, she was literally supposed to be, just again something to pull in that Bravo audience. And I can go back and look at the press. I remember that press release when I first got it.
Please do, because I am convinced, and maybe it's an invention only in my imagination, because I am such a Karen Huger fan. In my mind, she was the role was the way I understood it. She was supposed to have been on the soap opera, not just a.
Oh no, I don't think she was ever supposed to. But I'll go back and check just for you.
Oh, please do. I would love that, because it doesn't make any sense to have brought her in just for that one thing and then bring in a completely unknown actress.
Well, from what I recall, she was brought in and she was playing herself. And they were trying to ground it. So, like, the show is supposed to take place in a similar area where Real Housewives of Potomac is based, like Silver Spring, all of that. And I'm actually from Baltimore. Like, I'm actually from Maryland, so I know the area very well. Partied a lot in DC. Absolutely.
Me too.
Karen was literally playing herself. And it was supposed to provide a little bit of legitimacy, I think, to the fictional place that they are building up.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna look this up on ChatGPT.
Not on ChatGPT, child.
You know, ChatGPT is
Hold on, hold on.
crazy.
Any other thoughts?
The paid version of ChatGPT.
No, I can't. Any other
I'm
thoughts that y'all
sorry.
want to get out?
Mm,
Mm,
Is there anyone here
yeah.
who hates Isaiah as much as I do?
Since he
Yes.
picked a beef with Cat, yeah. But why you hate him?
Okay.
Ain't great.
Oh,
Might have lost
damn, I
him
was
again.
trying to hear why.
yeah, I'm listening.
I was
Did
like,
it cut
oh, I'm
out
into
again?
it
He left us on a cliffhanger.
too.
We can't hear you, Lane Cray. Well, while he like figures it out and looks up his stuff.
Literally
Oh,
forgot
he's
the
back.
app.
Why do you hate him? We didn't hear you.
He's judgmental, he's self-righteous, and I'm like, dude, you have a flawed past just like Martin. Yet you feel that the need that you can step to Kat and speak to her any kind of way because she did not want to be cut up for spare parts. Someone that she hates. So that's my beef. So
Gotcha.
hello?
Yes.
Same reason.
Were you able to hear me or did it go out?
Yes, we heard you.
Okay, all right.
We are 100% in agreement with that.
We are 100% agreement with that one. I was not happy with him because I didn't understand why was he. I mean, I get why he was pushing because he wanted Eva to live. We got that, man. Whatever. I just didn't understand why he couldn't understand why Cat wouldn't want to do it. That's what I just could not get. Why they were so adamant. Like this is like, oh, all she's gonna do is go in there and they're just gonna take some stuff. That's an invasive surgery. That's not just some like, oh, just gonna, take care of it. No. Like, what are they
Yeah.
talking about?
Yep.
And I hated that episode. Like, to be honest.
Agreed.
It was
I wanted to
definitely a
come
lot.
through the screen and strangle Martin.
Child.
That's the second time he done said that about her. I'm like, you don't like your sister. You don't. You don't.
Not at
At,
all. He really doesn't.
at all.
I think he's jealous of Kat. I think Martin is jealous of Kat.
Mhm.
He
He is.
is.
100%.
Because have you
I
ever
think he
heard what he
is
says every
absolutely
time?
jealous of her.
He always brings up how she's the miracle baby. She's the miracle baby.
Mhm.
He said it the first time when he was with Eva. And then he said it again this time. I'm like, yo, bro. Like, I don't think you like your sister.
Not much. His parents
But
must
see,
have
he
been
doesn't
saying that,
because
though. That's where he got it
Mhm.
from. They probably, made him feel some type of way, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
of
I don't
course
like
they
him
did. Because
either.
look at this. They
Mm-mm.
had Martin, and then they said, you know what? We think we can do better.
We need
And
some
then Kat
more,
came
right? We need
along.
another one. We're gonna try and try and try and try and
We,
try.
we
And
can
then now we
definitely
got
get
her.
this.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely get this right.
I love it.
Now we
Lord
got
have
her. Now we
mercy.
got her.
Yeah.
And he mad about it. I mean, there are
He's
there are
bad about
kids
it.
who actually don't ever want to be siblings. Like they actually want to be um only children, and I think that Martin might have been one of those kids.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should unravel a little bit more the character of Isaiah in his relationship with Joey. I personally feel that it's going to come out because this is a soap opera, right? I think that Joey
Mm-hmm.
might actually be Isaiah's biological father. Has anyone ever had that thought before? Because remember, Joey's a thug and Joey kills people. He's like, "Oh, Isaiah, I saw something in you, and I didn't want you in this life." That doesn't make sense to me for someone who is into a criminal organization. This is how they make their lives by looking at people whom they feel have no future and saying, "You have no future. I'm your only hope." And people become dispensable, right? So it doesn't make any sense to me that Joey would just take Isaiah under his wing the way he did. And then also Isaiah's mother, who's also kind of a little, she's a little self-righteous too. Wouldn't it be very interesting if it came out that this self-righteous woman had this affair with this thug and produced this child? Wouldn't that be interesting? Kind of a plot
Child.
twist. Am I?
Darlene will not be able
Or
to
have
get
I?
me off her back. If that ever came out,
Or have I? Been,
huh,
or do you guys think I have been? Do you think I have been watching
I'm
soap
thinking
opera too
about it.
long?
It's
no, I mean
that's
you
pretty
you in it.
yeah.
It could happen. I just Darlene will never know peace if it is the case.
Oh, so you're the judgmental type.
No, I don't like Darlene because she is the judgmental type. And
Yeah,
there have
shit.
been plenty of people who are like, Erica, you need to chill out on Darlene. I ain't chilling out on Darlene. She just now getting her mind right today. Miss Girl, she tried it. And if she has a past where she actually cheated on that bald headed man that I don't like either, oh yeah, she will never
Yeah.
not hear about it ever. But I do want to know more. To your point, I do want to know more about how Joey and Isaiah cultivated their relationship and what is it that Joey saw in him? What was his motivation?
I never even thought about that. That's
Hmm.
crazy.
That's interesting.
I kind of want to rewatch the whole soap all over again.
Child, it's so many episodes. I do too, but it's so many episodes.
I
A lot.
know.
Exactly. It is a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
All right, before we get ready to wrap up, and last thoughts, because I can't be on here with y'all all night. I gotta record.
I'm good. And
Just
with
very
this
excited.
conversation.
Very excited to see what happens with this Bill, Danny, Haley, Andre situation.
When Andre enters the chat, Lord.
Yeah.
But Andre has also been so stellar as a husband. I'm so nervous for him. I don't want his feelings to be hurt, and I want him to hold strong in this husband that he has created. Like, don't waver. I know it's about to get rocky, but don't waver.
What have you
Yeah,
beef
no.
with?
You don't want his feelings to be hurt. Erica, don't you know that's what happens to short men?
Oh my God.
Not you with the short men.
Oh,
What's up
Lord.
with you and the short kings, man?
Andre is too short, and
Oh my God.
short. They're just short people. I mean, I don't
Mm.
mean to sound like Donald Trump because Donald Trump definitely has a guttural disdain for short men. I don't mean to sound like him, but my goodness, these actors, they really are quite short. Andre, and what's the other one's name? Isaiah's brother.
Jacob.
Jacob.
Okay. All right now.
Uh-oh.
Not too much on
Not too much on
Not too
Jacob.
much on Jacob.
Jacob
You
Hawthorne
gonna get me?
is the prototype here.
Ooh, ooh, have I stricken a
America
nerve?
will
Have I
set it
done that?
off.
Okay, I'm not gonna blame Jacob. I'm not gonna blame Jacob. What I will say is I think that his wife's head is too tall.
No. Some women are fine with men that are just their height.
It's taller than him. And may I say this?
They're the
I'm gonna say
same
one last thing,
height.
and then I'm gonna hug. I'm
You
gonna
got me
say
over
this,
here
and then
advocating
I'm
for this,
going
and I don't even
to
advocate for this in my real life, but I'm also 6 foot, so there's that.
Oh wow.
really. Jesus
See, I'm
Christ,
only
I hope
5'4".
you
I'm tiny. I'm short.
the
But
whole
I'm telling you, I
really
five.
think
feel.
Erica, Andre is not going to be able to survive. I know you think he will, but we're
Mm,
going to see. He's not going to be able to survive hearing that she cheated with Bill. He's not going to be able to. It's going to be the end of their marriage.
I don't know.
Whether
I
she
got
tells
faith
him
in
or
him.
whether she doesn't tell him. I know, I
I got
know, I
well.
know.
If
So
she doesn't tell
we
him,
gonna
then
see.
okay, I could see that. If she tells him, I got faith in him.
Mm.
I think he
I
could.
don't think no matter what happens, he's not gonna be able to get over it. So we gonna
I
find
don't
out. We gonna
know.
see what y'all
After,
think.
I hope he will. But
yeah.
I
He
personally
won't.
be able to. Mm-mm.
Men can't get over infidelity. I'm telling you, they just can't. They just can't. They can do it, but you cannot. And that's
Yeah,
the
but
end of it.
what he told Chelsea in
Yeah.
regards to infidelity, though, kind
What did
of
he say?
makes me say he might be okay with it.
Me too.
What did he say?
So when he was talking to Chelsea in regards to the infidelity with Bill and no,
With
sorry,
Haley and Randy.
Haley and Randy, he was basically saying, well, that's not something like that needs to be outed like that. And like in my marriage, like he was basically saying, like, if that happened in my marriage, I would really want her to come and talk to me about it. And da-da-da. And I was like, I don't think he would get rid of
Mm,
Danny.
I
It,
think that's the
Yeah, he
same
said
situation like we were
he
talking
wouldn't
about
take
with
he wouldn't take speculation. He would go to his wife and he will talk about it with his wife. And he feels
exactly.
like they are he said something to the effect of like they are strong enough to get through anything.
Yes,
Mm.
exactly. So
I think this is similar to what we were talking about, Erica, when you said I said there's no way I would do it. But that's talking about it. But then when it really happens,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be
oh yeah.
another story. When he really if it really happens, you could say that.
That's
You could
true.
talk about that. But then when it happens and he as much faith as he's had in her, and he's like he said, it's nothing. Ain't no way. I don't care about Bill and blah blah blah. He's been very very strong about it. He's been very secure in his feelings, and then to find out he was wrong, yeah, I think he was sing a completely different tune when he finds out that it really happened. Especially he also has that abandonment thing he's already got in his past about women and all and people leaving him. Um, he's not gonna be able to handle it. I really don't think he will, but we'll see. But I'm standing on
That's why
that.
I have conditions. I think it depends on how he finds out. That's gonna
Yeah,
shift it for me in what he said.
I think so too. Because if Bill tells them, then that's a different story, like right there. But I also think didn't they have like a pact before, like I mean, after they got married, and she said like she can mess with anyone, but as long as they talk to each other about it, wasn't
No,
that
it was
them?
before.
They
That
were
was when they were
married,
open.
and they were married at the time,
No,
right?
they weren't.
Yeah,
No,
they were
that was
because
Mm-mm.
she
before.
had just
No,
came from Bill's office after that
They
kiss,
weren't.
and they were married.
They
They
were
were
not.
already married. Yeah, watch it again, Erica. I promise you, they were married.
Well,
They weren't together.
if they were married, that was before they actually had a conversation around like closing down their relationship. They had the conversation about being open because she knew that he had the whole entanglement with Ashley and then she was still navigating
Ashley.
the whole Bill part of it. That was before they had given themselves over fully to their marriage. They got to a point where they
Okay.
were like, okay, what we said was some bullshit. Now we're moving this way.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, man, I'm sorry, Danny. You might not have a hell in the backseat. I'm my bad. I was
It's
trying to
gonna
help you,
take her to
Danny.
say it because if Bill says it, it's gonna be his ego is gonna be immediately activated, and that's what he's gonna respond. But if Danny comes to him with it, he's gonna be open more.
Well, she need to
I
go
don't
to.
think so. I don't think he will. I don't care who tells him. He's gonna be. I think it's gonna be the same thing. I do. So we'll see.
Okay.
No, because he ain't do nothing when
Mm-mm.
Danny kissed Bill.
That was then. That's different from sleeping with him. And that was a long
I
time
know.
ago.
Well, it's nothing that
Now
Kelly is
we are,
going to agree with. So she has
nope,
already said
nope,
that
Not
multiple
this
no.
time
times.
now. He gonna get rid of her.
It is what it
He will.
is.
I want him to know. I
I think that
don't.
Andre has already pleasantly surprised me, so I'm looking forward to him continuing to do so.
I mean, I would hope that he wouldn't. I would wish he wouldn't, but I don't believe that he will. Just don't believe he will be able to
Okay.
deal with it. Yeah. I wish he could, but I don't think he will. Mm-mm.
Damn, Kelly, you got
Alrighty.
me
I
thinking.
know. I
Anybody else
know.
have some last thoughts?
I
Mm.
still feel like Danny was just like, I don't know, like early on trying to convince herself that, like after the elevator situation, I don't know, it's like her mindset of what happened in the elevator. It's gonna be good. That's all. It's gonna be
She's trying
good
to
when
convince
it comes.
herself of what?
Well, just like like after when she was talking to Vanessa, and just explaining what happened in the elevator, and you know, I don't know how to explain it, but
You
like
think that she was trying
just
to convince herself that she doesn't want Bill?
maybe not want him, not to not want him, but just that moment didn't mean anything or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that
Ah,
moment.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely meant something. It depends on what it
Yeah,
meant.
that's what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
felt.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
I agree with that. Yeah. Yeah.
gotcha.
But I just when
I think
everything, when everything happens, I'm excited.
She's gonna be forced to have to figure out what it meant once
Yep.
everything comes to a
Exactly.
head. Well,
Yeah.
y'all, I thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for this amazing extended conversation tonight, talking about Beyond the Gates and all the characters that we love in it. We will be back next Monday for another live. I owe a bunch of breakdowns that will be coming out shortly, back to back to back to back. So check those out. Again, Cray, you said you just found me last week. You are gonna really love it here. I do have a playlist, which is all of my Beyond the Gates coverage, and it's in order, so you can go back to any episode and see what I was saying about it at the time, because I started covering this show from the very beginning. And yeah, thank y'all again.
I'm looking forward to tonight's episode or yesterday's episode because it's after 12 now. So
You're
Yeah,
gonna
you're gonna
enjoy
enjoy
it.
Oh
it.
yeah, you gotta watch
Yeah.
that.
It was
You need
good.
to watch. It was good. Yeah.
7 a.m. over here, and they still have not uploaded yesterday's or your today's episode. So I'm sick. I'm absolutely sick over this.
It's definitely
I
gonna be
have a
worth the
website
wait.
that maybe it might work for you. I have a website that you could probably watch Beyond the Gates on. I mean, that's the only thing I can offer
Mhm.
you, but
Well, send it
yeah, I
to
have
Oh,
a
him
web.
please
in the
do.
Discord. Don't say it online,
I
because I don't
will.
want my life to get
No,
taken.
I ain't gonna say it online.
Okay.
I know the rules. I ain't gonna say it online.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all again for calling in. I'm gonna go through the chat before I get out of here. Y'all have a great rest of your week. If you watch All American, I will be back here tomorrow live to discuss All American. Until the next one.
Good night.
good night.
Bye.
Did
Thank y'all in the chat for joining and for your patience. Shout out, I was a little late. Shout out to JVN Rye, Aaliyah, Leslie Thurman, QT Pie D, Jacqueline, Company Confidential. Thank y'all so much for sharing all your thoughts. If you're watching this on replay, continue to post in the comment section. I will be taking a look at that as we keep these conversations going. B Clemens Monens. Andre is a simp. I hate that word. He ain't going nowhere. The only thing that will have him possibly questioning is the visit from his old life. But it also feel like he don't want his old thing back. So that might also have him dig his heels in a little bit more when it comes to Dani. Andre has something about to surface from his past as well. Yes, he does. Tonin Jackson, thank you so much for your comment. Alidrin, I think you might have already left, but thank you for all of your comments and good night. We do live watch alongs on TikTok. Amber Michelle dropped in for a minute today. Oh, do you? Company Confidential? I have not been on TikTok. I'm like so hit or miss with it. At one point I was on TikTok like 4 hours out the day, and I said absolutely the hell not, Erica. You need to be using those 4 hours a little bit better. And from there I put a lock on it so I could only get on it for like 20 or 30 minutes a day, and then next thing I know I wasn't even checking it at all. So I haven't really been on it to keep up with anything. I'm trying to post more on it, but other than that, I haven't really been on there. But I'm glad that y'all have those watch alongs. You have a question about why Joey hid his relationship with Isaiah from Elon. I think because Elon would have shut it down. Elon would have created additional problems for Isaiah just because of that relationship. And I think that Joey might know a ton about how Isaiah feels about his father and his struggles with him. So I think he's navigating Elon with the understandings that Isaiah has given him, and he's trying his best to not make things harder on Isaiah. So I really think that he's hiding it because of that. I don't think that he's scared of Elon at all. I think that he wants to do his best and as right by Isaiah as he possibly can. Dani loves Bill from behind her belly button. Y'all are hilarious. JVN Rye says, I also think it has to do with the change we've seen of Bill as his character as well, especially when they reminisce of their past or when they soften up with each other. Yes. And I meant to say this when Kelly was speaking, because she was talking about if I go to a door, somebody punches me in the face, and they're always punching me in the face. It was my fault for kind of like going in the door. She made that analogy. And I think I meant to interject, but I didn't at the time. The part that she's not taking into consideration with that particular analogy is that when you go to the door, you don't know if you're going to get punched in the face or a hug, or you don't know if you're going to get punched in the face or the thing that you've been looking for. Bill has also switched up a lot. So recency bias is a very real thing, right? And the most recent experiences that she's had with Bill is him as a provider, as him as a protector, him as who she had hoped that he would always be to her. And with it being so recent, it has a little bit more weight than the past. So I think that that is a very real thing that we have to contend with and accept for sure. Wednesday Talk was in here. Hey, boo. I think they're setting up Eva for a mental health crisis because of how defensive she is getting with people telling her to talk to a therapist. It's given that she may be in a facility before. You probably said that when I said that. I think that Leslie's going to be in a facility. Maybe, child. Maybe. Big Lips Baby, hey boo, says, I think his stalker is Heather. I think they hopefully will tie in Andre's parents somehow to that storyline. BTG has set up many storylines to not explore them. They have. Honestly, I feel like they are, but y'all, recently, as they have been given a little bit more peeks into Andre, I'm like, are his parents actually dead? Has anybody been wondering that? Or is it just me? Let me know. Anywho, I thank y'all so much for joining. Thank you for all your comments in the chat. This has been such a wonderful conversation, a deep dive into some of our favorite characters and storylines, and then also some of our least favorite characters. But overall, I feel like it was such a well-rounded conversation, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I appreciate you all for being a part of it. If you're catching this on replay, I hope that you enjoy. Please give this video a like. Go ahead and hype it. And if you want to join us during these live streams, then be on the lookout every Monday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be here, locked and loaded. Again, thank you. Y'all have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one.